do this shit.
Killer keeps it honest, cause reality is perception. With a weak stomach, bubbling uneasy like the bowels of hell. Boo! Enough to make a black ghost turn pale. Yeah! 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 K-I-L-L. This is the name that came called to the game. Not like these rappers who sit it the same. Separate lanes from their chains. My mind don't slack. I'm totally focused on beating up tracks. Monstrous music to beat in your lag. 1,000-watt amp with woofers and bag. Link to the left if you burning a sack. Baby got back and it's in baby fat. Pardon me, dog, for chasing the cat. I'm hitting off kittens, me out like that. I like the front and I'm loving the back. I like the bite and I'm hoping she scratch. Escalate dipping, I'm holding the lane. Mama's a scholar, she blowing my brain. Ain't this the life? Snapping and trapping and rapping and frapping all night. Lil' mama's a plumber, she's handling pipe. Ill with a pill, she handle it right. Like I'm her son. Smallest thing on the team, but the live is one. Cock, loaded, bust like a gun. Y'all better run. One, thump, 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 thump. Yeah, all in your trunk. Yeah, grinding and hustling and getting at mine. Swerving and toking and gripping on pound. Bump. Yeah, all in your trunk. Yeah, whoopers and tweeters and speakers and kickers. Crawl in your ball. Yeah, how we gon' stop? Whoa. How we gon' quit? Shit. Brand new shoes and socks on the Chevy. I came through swerving like this. I'm good with the game, gutter for show. Ducking you lanes and obstacles. Don't get that ass in a hospital. Wrapped in a cast from head to toe. This boy, he real. Racing a candy to deal through Dixie Hills. My cars through Willie. Drive on 3 wheels. First round pick like Michael Vick. Quarterback status, no passes at chicks. Santana Moss when catching the ball. Did it like Moss, she catches the ball. Perfectly cool, my engine don't stall. And I'm equipped with nitrous, y'all. Ready to rip, burn, roar. Ready to tap through your city on tour. Took the whole world and murdered that shit. Caught the beat running and dip with that bitch. Later for now, I'm hustling hits. Flipping my words like bricks. Trick. Yeah. Thump, 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 thump. Yeah. All in your trunk. Yeah. Grinding and hustling and getting at mine. Swerving and toking and gripping on pound. Bump. Yeah. All in your trunk. Yeah. Woofers and tweeters and speakers and kickers. Crawl in your ball.
No, that no for you. No for you. That no that no for you. No for you. That no that no for you. No for you. That no that no for you. No for you.
Let's do this shit.
Killer keeps it honest, cause reality is perception. With a weak stomach, bubbling uneasy like the bowels of hell. Boo! Enough to make a black ghost turn pale. Yeah! 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 K-I-L-L. This is the name that came called to the game. Not like these rappers who sit it the same. Separate lanes from their chains. My mind don't slack. I'm totally focused on beating up tracks. Monstrous music to beat in your lag. 1,000-watt amp with woofers and bag. Link to the left if you burning a sack. Baby got back and it's in baby fat. Pardon me, dog, for chasing the cat. I'm hitting off kittens, me out like that. I like the front and I'm loving the back. I like the bite and I'm hoping she scratch. Escalate dipping, I'm holding the lane. Mama's a scholar, she blowing my brain. Ain't this the life? Snapping and trapping and rapping and frapping all night. Lil' mama's a plumber, she's handling pipe. Ill with a pill, she handle it right. Like I'm her son. Smallest thing on the team, but the live is one. Cock, loaded, bust like a gun. Y'all better run. One, thump, 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 thump. Yeah, all in your trunk. Yeah, grinding and hustling and getting at mine. Swerving and toking and gripping on pound. Bump. Yeah, all in your trunk. Yeah, woofers and tweeters and speakers and kickers. Crawl in your ball. Yeah, how we gon' stop? Whoa. How we gon' quit? Shit. Brand new shoes and socks on the Chevy. I came through swerving like this. I'm good with the game. Gutter for show. Ducking you lanes and out.
We are live! Yeah! What is good? What is good? Welcome to the Savepoint. Santana Moss when catching the ball. You know it is something special if we are doing a save point, let alone one specifically for the Nintendo brand that Levon loves so much. And I don't know where his tag team partner is, the gaming hero. I don't know where he is, but I'm sure he's around here lurking somewhere. Take five. It's take 500 right now. So, hey, that's what it's going to cost you if you want to bring home this new console and, some thingamajigs. It's going to cost you $500, which the Rick has predicted. Everybody, won't name names, telling me $299, $399, whatever, which is impossible. Now, you guys can blame the red one. Oh, you wanted the orange one about tariffs and all that other stuff. But no, this is how Nintendo get down. They're going to hurt your feelings. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Briadios is here. Ladies and gentlemen, Ty, that woman is here, as well as Onyx. What's good, Onyx? Onyx and Nintendo about to sell nostalgia for $90. Yes, that's what they're going to do. And if you make it, they will come. They're going to pay for it. Bro, these Nintendo guys are more loyal than... How can I say this? More loyal than a dog. And shout out to Mello. He said, dope intro, bro. That was my joint action by Killer Mike. Killer Mike's my dude. I actually personally met Killer Mike at my cousin's barbershop. In fact, my son Eric was getting his hair cut. He was crying. Killer Mike was like, yo, boy, why you crying so much?
Yep.
It's Nathaniel.
So, who's that?
No.
Neff! Neff is here! Neff is here! What's good, Neff? How you doing? Man, you turned the last podcast upside down when you got to breaking it down to these people who wanted a console war instead of to check the scoreboard, Neff. So how's everything, brother? Neff, did you see the Nintendo Direct, Neff?
I did see the Nintendo Direct.
Did you see the price, Neff? Did you see that?
I saw the price later on because they left it out for a reason.
Oh, exactly. Now, do you think these grocery stores are going to pay that price of that they have there? I mean, listen, man, you've been gaming long. We all been gaming long, pretty much, except for Leibon. He's only like 19. But now, yeah, he's only like 19. Now, let me ask you this, because you're our special guest. Do you think that price is outrageous? It's a two-part question.
Trying to think about as a consumer, it's outrageous. The games are outrageous. The practice is outrageous. The fact that not only you're not doing $70 games, you're doing $80 games digital, and if you wanted a physical copy, you pay an extra $10, so you have $90 games. This is ridiculous.
Damn those grocery stores. Now, Neff.
Ridiculous.
Now, Neff, let's keep it a bean. Let's keep it 100. We always said the digital game should cost less because there was no booklet, there was no plastic, there was no cartridge, no CD. We were saying that. And then Nintendo has granted our wish, albeit by jacking it up 15%, but still, they gave us our wish. We said we wanted to pay less for digital. Neff, we're paying less for digital. That's what we wanted, right?
Less if you're paying $80.
Because, hold on. Whoa, jabroni. Hold on. Before we even get into price, King Reaper is here. What I'm trying to tell you is, we were saying, when it came down to, see, this is the problem. You guys left Nintendo out of the equation when the FTC, the EU, and the rest of those guys were talking about consoles in the gaming space. Y'all act like Nintendo didn't exist. Now they threw the hammer down with a $sign on it. Everybody's going crazy. They're like, wait a minute, who are these guys? They thought they were the nice, friendly, No, they want that cash register money.
Nintendo was not consumer friendly. It just nobody cares because everybody always make excuses for Nintendo. The niggas were said so.
They were
anti-consumer. No, Nintendo's always been anti-consumer. Look at their practice. They always have been.
They sold us cardboard. Everybody said Sony was the bad guy. Remember that? Everybody painted PlayStation as the bad guy.
The only reason why, like I'm telling you, the reason why Nintendo's charging Rick around $90 is because of the damn little cartridge, right? Somebody they had to make that on like CDs, so a little bit to nothing.
CDs were like 3 cents, like 3 cents.
Exactly. I knew, like now they that $10 extra that's coming because we got to manufacture some cartridge and they can blame it on tariff now, right? It's a big excuse. Like, well, you gotta understand, it's not like the disc. We gotta manufacture these cartridges, so now we gotta charge you $10 extra because it's not being made in US. Now
here's where
hold on, Rick. You are hella loud on the stream, and everybody else is super low. We can barely hear them.
Well, as it should be, right? But
No. They gotta get my facts, nigga.
hold on. Let me tell you this. I'm gonna raise up the Discord bar. We can't blame tariffs, and I'll tell you why. Because according to legend, there are already over 200,000 Nintendo Switch 2s on American soil already. They shipped already. Remember, they shipped before old boy was in office. So you can't blame the tariffs on the cost now. You can't, because the stuff's already here.
Right, but the cartridge isn't manufactured here though in the U.S.
But we're talking about, you're right. The cartridge isn't, but the digital version is in the cloud. So there's no excuse for that.
That's right. I'm saying that the reason why you're getting that $90 physical
What'd you say?
is the reason why we're getting that $90. He said, "Turn up the
Hold on, turn the Discord up some more.
Some more?
He's still low. Yeah, he's still low.
I got him up to 80. I got the Discord up to 80. That's like 80% of the volume. How is it sounding now? Let me go over to let me see. Wow, that's loud. Jesus.
I'm trying to see now. Somebody
man, somebody other than me talk. Man.
All right.
Yeah. Okay. How was it?
Neff Manhattan, go ahead. You guys, listen, man. You guys really think this is a bad price?
I'm trying to look at it from like a Nintendo, like a fucking Levon perspective, right? Because we all know this is anti-consumer. Like these are ridiculous prices. Like I can't argue that.
I was not expecting $80.
Nobody was.
Yeah, I don't think anybody was expecting Nintendo to drop it. We thought GTA would drop $80, not fucking Nintendo.
That Nintendo.
Like, damn.
But you know why they did it? I'm guarantee you. See, all these people are friends behind scenes. We all know this, right? They all talk to each other. And I guarantee you, Nintendo sat there with his legs crossed and he said, we got power to do what nobody do. Our attachment rate is almost 1-to-1 with our console and our first party. If anybody could drop the hammer and make anybody follow suit, is Nintendo. They can make their game be $100, but they said, we milk game for $90. And then, here's the thing. Nintendo's going to raise their price to $90, and GTA is going to come in at $100. So Nintendo looks like what? The good guy again. Everybody, now this has opened the door. If you didn't think GTA was going to be $100 now you need to think twice. You need to think 100 times. Oh, it's $100 now. If you drop it $90? What? Man, the base game? Yeah, okay. Watch this. Thriller Ali is here. Go ahead, counter that. Talk to me.
Nintendo done lost their Mushrooms Kingdom Mines.
So now,
but like Levon, I know obviously you're not a fan of this. You just admitted it. Are you trying to get a Nintendo Switch 2? Like, be honest.
Oh,
yeah, but it's not a day
whoa, wait a minute. I thought you were a Nintendo guy.
What do you mean by day one purchase then? Do you mean as a year one purchase? What are we talking about?
Year one probably.
So that's the problem right there. Like this, no matter how anti-consumer it is, it's not going to deter Levon from buying a Nintendo Switch. So I fully expect it to sell well. I fully expect it to
as do I.
In Levon's defense, Levon play a lot of indie games, so it don't really matter to him.
But I'm trying to look at it from the casual perspective. The people who just care about Mario Kart, Mario Party, shit like that, Pokemon. I don't think this is going to be enough to deter them away from buying it.
Well, you know, but there's two things in motion here, Neff. Now, if it's too expensive, now PlayStation 2 is going to start shaking in their boots, brother, because now that record's going to get broken holiday season because the parents are going to go down the aisle, the soccer moms that don't wear panties, they're going to go down the aisle, they're going to say, I need a Nintendo Switch, and the kid who works there, only for Christmas time, he's going to say, well, which one do you want? She said, well, which one costs the most? Well, this one here is $449, and this one is $349. She's going to get that poor kid a Nintendo Switch one. OLED edition, by the way. That's what he'll get. That's what's going to happen. I'm telling you, they're going to have two. Bro, Nintendo is going to be the #1 selling console this holiday. The first Nintendo Switch and the second one. Bro, they're going to paint everybody into a corner. They're going to make you buy this ish. Wow. Nintendo, Nintendo's a true GOAT, bro. Nintendo turned the industry upside down in their head today by telling you games are going to be $90.
Ain't nobody buying this shit.
Take it or leave it. That's what they took. Dre, they going to buy it.
They're not buying this shit.
Dre, I guarantee you, next week around this time, pre-orders are going to be sold out. Twitter is, bro. Twitters were saying a certain other person was going to win the goddamn election. What happened, bro? Man, come on. You can't trust that stuff.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this to Dre's point. Let's not forget that the Switch happened. The Wii U happened.
Hold on.
Right?
Hold on, y'all. Can you repeat that, son?
If you paying $450 for a little kiddie like system, you gotta be a pedophile. That's the only way.
Well. Here's what I would say to that. Here's what I would say to that, little Dre, is that in those midnight launch lines, there ain't no little kids in them. That's what I'm gonna tell you. There ain't no little kids in there.
Rick Brown, the Wii U happened, and this can happen again, bro. Like, let's not.
Well, the problem with the Wii U was they didn't understand that was a different console.
Yes,
they just thought
they should have called it. They should have called it Wii 2. Save yourself.
They call it Switch 2, not Ultimate Switch.
Why do you think PlayStation is so successful? Because they're in chronological order. PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, PlayStation 4. And they had some pros in between it. But ladies and gentlemen, Big Von is here, as well as Frozen Magma. And there's some things that the brother said. Von said, hey, they're charging $80 for a remaster of Zelda's last game. Ouch. Yep. Frozen Magma said pricing should have been addressed when 2K raised price to $70. Yes, Frozen Magma, 100%, he said, and no one did anything, and ultimately all gave fault in the price increase. Yes, nobody's gonna say nothing. In fact, if y'all mess with Nintendo and you you tell them that the price is too high, hell, they might go up another $10. They don't care. They know that somebody's gonna buy it. Then Frozen Magma said Nintendo charge for online because the other two charge for online. Now they raise prices because the company. Yes. Now Nintendo was guilty. Remember they raised their price on Tears for the Kingdom. That was their first $70 Switch game. Remember that. That was the first one.
Yeah, that was 2 years ago.
Yes, that was the first one. You saw the trend then. We act like we're surprised. Like, like in 2020. No. Like, bro. This is what happens when people. Here's what people can charge, whatever. It's funny because a buddy of mine at one of my old jobs, we were talking, and he was selling his house or whatever, and he was like, I was like, well, what are you selling it for? You know what he told me? Whatever somebody's willing to pay for it. And that's the same thing here. They're selling this Nintendo, its games at this price because there will be jabronis lined up ready to buy this damn thing. Now, Dre, you told me, you said, man, nobody gonna buy it. Bro, this time next week, GameStop gonna tell you they ain't got no more pre-orders left. That they're all gone. Now, I'm not telling you it's not a bot that's gonna be buying them all, but that's what it's gonna be. He said, Sony don't even charge full price remaster. They don't. Charge an extra $10. He said, why don't Donkey Kong graphics not Astrobot level? Not talking sales, well, because I believe the PS5 is more powerful than Switch 2. Yes, sir.
Do you think that the Switch 2 is going to do the same numbers that the Switch 1 did?
Eventually, but not out the gate. Because here's what's going to happen here. And let me tell you what Thrill Ali said first. He said the system price is not the issue. He said that's like a one-time payment. Yeah, he's right. It's the reoccurring payment. Good one. Good one. Good one. Thrill Ali gets the star of the day so far. He's right. It's the one-time price or whatever. Now he says Switch 2 same price as the PS5. Yeah. But see, here's what Nintendo is they're gonna tax you on. A little birdie told Nintendo you're leaving too much money on the table. Last generation. They told you that, hey, look, you got a Mario movie that does $1 billion. You got a Zelda movie that's coming out in 2 years that's probably gonna do $1 billion. We can charge whatever the hell we want because they will pay for it. And I guarantee we're going to find out a lot about this. I'm looking here. Let's see here. So Levon had something here. Not the specs. What was that? It's the god dang the prices here. Wait, hold on. I'll use this one here. All right, so I'm going to put this up on the screen here. And it says Switch 2 games all cost $69.99 to $79.99. Hey, bro. Why not? The other two guys are doing it. Now, here's where it worries me. And this is what I'm talking about. Frozen said, "Isn't The Last of Us 1 and 2 a dual pack 120?" Yeah, it is. He said, "That's a collection." Stop. Vaughn said, "That's a collection. Stop it."
Okay.
But let me ask you guys this. You see, because Nintendo they got the balls to do it. Got two balls, biggest root balls. So Nintendo's putting their balls on the table. And they're saying we're going to be $80, some of them $90. Do you think not only does PlayStation and Xbox follow suit, but what if now Steam raises the prices on their games? What do you think about?
What do you mean their games?
Their games on the site, on the digital front. What if they raise their prices now?
You mean their own games?
Yeah, no.
In general.
I mean, if Steam raises their price.
Steam was a mistake. You mean just third party?
Yes, third party. Yeah, because Steam doesn't have any. Yeah. Bro, listen, ain't nobody playing no goddamn Left 4 Dead and the rest of that shit. Hey, Levon, just the FYI, ain't nobody playing that orange box shit over here. All right, so listen. So enough of that shit. So what if Steam decide? But remember, Steam has to charge whatever the third party guys are telling them. So now, what if motherfucking Ubisoft, EA, and the rest of those guys call up fat ass Gabe and say, "Hey, Gabe, we're going up $10 on games." That's what he's got to do it as.
The floodgates are open.
Yes.
It's too late now.
I told you, people. I told you, grocery stores. I said, bro, the person that with some power. I always said it was Take-Two. I said if Take-Two releases a Grand Theft Auto for $100, all games are going to be $100 going forward. Now they're not going to really look like the bad guy. They're going to say, "Hey, Nintendo started it."
Nintendo is killing gaming because you pay $100 for a game that's broken. These games, they come out nowadays and they need patches, first day one patches. They don't operate like they're supposed to operate.
Hey, Vaughn, that's a good point. You notice that new Ghost of Yotai, right? Death Stranded, I believe, collector's edition has a price already. So you never know, bro. This is a copycat industry. You know that.
Clarification on these prices. So, like, I understand Nintendo Switch 2 games are $80, $90 physical. Does that include third-party games, or are those still $70?
Hold on.
Because I'm trying to think, who on earth would pay $80 for a third-party game that's $70 on the PS5?
Ooh, good. Whoa. Well, so listen. So exactly, Neff. That's a good point because now if we look at Nintendo Switch 2 and they got like an NBA 2K or a new Madden for $80, you already know what it's going to be on PlayStation. They're all going to fall in line. But I just saw my brother, my man, the bot father himself has showed up. Ladies and gentlemen, Mac City. Mac!
What's up, Mac?
Mac City is here. His fellow brethren Dre here, the West Coasters. The gangsters are here, folks. He's here.
Yeah, so I found a listing.
Okay, so Levon found a listing.
Yeah. So right. Street Fighter 6 is $59.99. Bravely Default is $39.99. And
those are all games that have been out for a while, though.
Yeah, Street Fighter.
Yeah, like an actual third party game that's
yeah, see, yeah, we got to find a newer game. Fucking Kirby's $80. Yo.
That's my thing. Like, okay, if third-party games, let's say they remain at 70, they probably won't. But if they remain at 70, why would you pay an extra $10 for a Nintendo exclusive? Games that cost significantly less don't look half as good. Like, how the hell is that worth $10 more?
You're right.
How is it worth $10 more?
Which lets you know that there's one or two things happening. Either one, the other game prices are going to go up on their consoles, or two, that, maybe it's not going to come to the Switch.
Well, that's why I want to ask you, Ricky Brown, because I think you have good perspective. You said other consoles. Don't you mean other console? Because we're entering a Sony Nintendo rivalry.
Good point.
Microsoft
Because
has backed out. So this is what happens when you don't
have a competitor. Yes.
You don't have a competitor.
Yes. Yes.
Now it's Sony and Nintendo. Sony owns the traditional gaming market. Nintendo owns Nintendo shit. But now this is the shit they're gonna do. Sony started $700 consoles. Expect a PS6, $800.
Whoa! Neff has dropped. He dropped the bomb. Neff has dropped the bomb.
That's what I want to talk about.
Neff dropped the bomb on you grocery stores.
Microsoft's gone.
No. If you think about it, they just waiting. They wait. Yeah, we backed out for now. But guess what? If you could get all that stuff over there, come on over here to Game Pass. Get your Xbox. It's cheaper.
Because think about this. What Neth's talking about here is they can raise their prices all you want, but those new Xbox adopters in a few years from now, they can just buy it on Steam if it's cheaper. They're not going to fight and say, and don't forget, you don't got to pay for online either. So that's another thing too. You be like, you know what? We'll just go get it over there. We go get it on Steam. We don't have to pay the online fee, and it's $10 cheaper. That's what makes me think, Neth, that if a third-party game on the Nintendo is more than $70, then I think PlayStation will follow suit. It'll be more over there on that side as well.
Why wouldn't they?
Yeah. And
third party's happier.
Exactly. And let's make no mistake about it. There are more Nintendo consoles out there than there are PlayStations. It is. It was a price thing. It's still a price thing. So I don't know how good this Nintendo Switch 2 is going to do, but the Switch 1, he's out there. He's doing okay. But, man, now, when it's a two-man race, all it takes is one guy to say, hey, my balls are the biggest, and you got to follow suit. Hell, the third-party companies are loving this shit.
They're loving it.
No,
they make money hand over fist.
Yeah, they're loving this. They're like, because the third-party guys are like, you know what? Thank God. It's almost like, it's this guy at work. I won't say no names. He used to be a problem. He come in cursing and swearing. We got arrested. We was like, good. We don't have to fire him. Good. It's all right. So, the EAs of the world, the Ubisoft, all those guys like, you know what? We didn't have to. We didn't have to do it. We let Nintendo do it because think about it though, Neff. Think about it, panel. All you guys out there. If Nintendo is the right person to do it, because those Nintendo people are not gonna push back on that price. They're gonna be mad for 24 hours, but all you gotta do is give a little trailer of a Mario Kart or Link with his stupid shield, not saying anything, and they're gonna be all right. They're gonna forget the whole thing happened. That's what they do. Nintendo guys get mad for a day, and then they go back to being normal. They pretend like they get upset, but they can't get upset normally because they get mad and, their parents live upstairs. So there's no sense of getting too loud and waking your parents up. So that's what happens. The Nintendo guy will recover. He's going to be fine. He'll pay the money. They've paid the money in the past. Now, Levon will tell you about the whole, what is it, the DS, Levon, where something happened? It was, they had to drop the price on that. It was too expensive.
3DS, they had to drop the price.
They were out of their mind with that, man. And they said, oh, the hell with you. They was like, hey, listen, the fans said, no thanks. So Vaughn said if Nintendo made AAA games, people would feel better. Yeah, that's true. But Vaughn, if they're going to bring over, if third party is making a AAA games, no, I know they're not going to look.
Why wouldn't Nintendo
make
AAA
play
games?
a third-party game on the Nintendo when you have PlayStation and Xbox, and you're going to have a plethora of other handheld devices out there to play these games on too? Not the exclusive Nintendo games, but all the third-party.
Yeah, but even if they were third-party Neth, it's not like Nintendo's got an online where you could even cross play with them. Like that's kind of ugly over there, I mean,
so Nintendo's never gonna make a AAA game. Why would they? Their games sell 20+ million, like the big ones.
Yeah,
and they're cheap to make.
Yeah. So Max said he's in his bag right now. I'll get to that in a minute. So Laughing and Secure said, I think they were all in on it. Facts! He said, hey, we would support your console, but you gotta raise it. Facts! Bro, I'm telling you, even that fat Arnold Zempic, now Phil Spencer, they were all in a room together, and this is a plot. They're gonna all raise prices, bro. I'm telling you, they all sat there and was like, hey, listen, these games are costing hundreds of $millions more. We can get another $10 out of them, can't we? Let's see. Let's see what the new Fortnite. Well, it's free to play, but that's the thing, boy. Like, it's the free to play games that control the industry. So the games that people actually pay for because they're not buying them like they used to, you're gonna have to go up on your price. You got no choice.
Just make better games. Make shit that people want to play, and then make it to where it works, like you say it's gonna work.
The problem with that, Dre, I hear what you're saying. But you can make the best game in the world. You could have a giant budget game and it'll cost you just $70. But at the end of the day, they go back to the damn Fortnites and the Marvel Rivals. Like, bro, you can do that all the time. But you're going back to what? Marvel Rivals, Fortnite. Those are the games. Those are the
are
games.
ongoing games, though. Those are games that you play. You know what I'm saying? They're not like a one-person game where you play it, you beat it, and then you're done with it.
No, exactly. It's a ongoing game that people have fun. Us in here have played together with it. We have fun playing it. That's the idea of gaming, is to having fun, not playing by yourself or getting stuck on something. What do you think the first thing that's going to happen when you buy a new Zelda game and you get stuck? Fuck it, I'm going back to Marvel Rivals. Get the band back together. Hey, what do you guys do?
And that's the most difficult part too, because people typically play those free-to-play multiplayer games.
Yeah.
But that's also the hardest market to make a game for. Marvel Rivals is a success, yes, but how many failures are there?
And
so you can't just make a free-to-play game either. Like you saw what happened with fucking Sony. They tried doing Concord. It wasn't even free-to-play.
Yeah.
That shit really died.
Yeah, well, what makes Marvel Rivals is the Marvel catalog. Do we not have fun with these characters? These are things we know. Not some fat lady who we don't know what kind of sex she is in Concord. That's no fun. If Marvel really wanted to, think about what they could do on Rivals. They start releasing Thanoses and all the rest. Bro, they're never going to stop playing. These are the same. Think about Marvel Rivals. These are the same characters that people used to pay money for skins to play in Fortnite. Like, bro, that's just it, bro. When your brand is strong, your brand is strong. It's just what it is. I mean, hey, shout out to DC for trying to make their whatever the hell that thing was that lived for 10 minutes. I mean, it didn't die a Concord death, but it died a Family Guy death. They canceled it. They brought it back, and well, you see where it is now. Thriller Ali says, "Nah, Ricky." Yeah, remember that? He said, "Nah, Ricky." He said, "Little 10-year-old Jimmy don't have no job for $90 games." No, which means his mother's...
I do want to ask a question, though. Like, Dre brought up a good point. Nobody on Earth is going to buy a third-party game on Nintendo, and, well, that's just history telling itself.
I'm about to say, hell, that's been going on for the last 15 years.
People did like the idea of portability. With these new PC handhelds, because there's multiple of them, Asus, whatever, Steam Deck, Microsoft's going to make their own shit, or work with partners to make their own shit.
Mm-hmm.
Is that going to be a viable market? Like, why would you buy a Switch for a third-party game if you can play that same third-party game for not cheaper, like Rick said, on more capable hardware?
Straight on Game Pass.
Yeah, and straight on Game Pass.
Wow, these are questions. You know what the
you want to know what the problem is? That shit don't got a Mario Party. That's it.
Yo, the crazy thing is, these are fucking banging ass questions that will not be answered for another year or two. That's the crazy thing. We won't know. We will not know.
Do you predict it's going to sell out in, was it next week? The pre-orders are going?
Yes, they're going. Because it's probably not even, look, pre-orders could sell out. Number one, you're not paying all the money up front. You're right. You're putting down $100 deposit, if anything, right? So you're just saying, hey, look, if it comes out, we intend to come pick this up. And this is where
the FOMO.
That's the FOMO. You know how many people back out of FOMOs? I mean, it just happens, right? They'll get the money back and they'll buy a nice controller or something. But here's what I would say.
All right, I got a super chat from Max City. I blame these corporate cocksmith pleasing ponies.
Oh man!
Crap. If they would have gotten off their knees and stood for something, gaming wouldn't survive. Egg 20.
Well,
thank you for the $5.
Thank you, Mac, my man. We appreciate you, brother. So here now, Max City, he's right in a sense, but I guess you could blame the ponies because they're the only ones standing. So we can't blame the Xbox guys. I mean, console war didn't go our way, but it is, bro. When you have two choices, folks, that's why the Monday Night Wars were so fun. Because, you had mainly just WCW and WWF or WWE, but there was an ECW around then. You had places to go. But what happened to wrestling when they closed up WCW? It got stale. It got corny. It was monotonous. The same thing over and over again. Vince McMahon's the villain, and him and his kids are trying to get over on somebody. That's what it was once they closed WCW. Now you guys see the beginning of when Microsoft saying, hey, the console stuff is down to you two guys. We're going to bow out. We're going to sell Steam. We're going to put our games on PlayStation. We're going to put our games on Nintendo. We will still make hardware, but we're not going to have any exclusivity to start a console war. All of us are happy together when we play together, which is all bullshit. The only time we're all happy when we play together is when we're playing Rivals or fucking Fortnite. That's when that happens. So it's, you know.
That's what most everybody plays, so they ain't wrong.
Yeah.
That's what majority of people play. But you gotta think about this. They not
Onyx
bowing out.
Gaming had an interesting comment here. How foolish the FTC and CMA looks now, huh, Ricky? Nintendo doesn't count.
Yeah, that's right. Bro, listen, Onyx, my man, Onyx, I was saying that through the whole trial. I was the guy. I said, you guys are out here saying Nintendo isn't part of this competition. You're wrong with that. I kept saying it. I said, yo, you think just because you can put this thing in your vest or your coat or your suit pocket that it's not competitive? I said, you guys are wrong. Nintendo is absolutely a competitor in this. Their games cost as much as yours. How are they not a competitor?
You blame the PlayStation fans because they said Nintendo ain't no competition.
Know what they say? They want no console. What they kept on saying.
Yeah,
they said that.
Yeah,
that's what they said.
They kept saying. So now it's funny, right? Because like, remember, Kiss Rock said this. They had all this stuff talking about bullying, but then a real bully showed up, and nobody knew what the fuck to do. That's what happened. Everybody kept saying console warring.
Hold up, Ricky. Max City gave us $2. I'm good. Screw Nintendo and Sony. Them dog crap ponies.
Facts. So my man Big Shax is here. He said, bro, listen, everybody kept saying they're not really a console. But then when they show up with a real new console price, they done lost their damn mind. They're like, what the hell? The games are what? Yeah, bro. This is the Nintendo. Nintendo did a heel turn like John Cena today. Yes, they did. What is it? Loyalty, respect, hustle, whatever. That's what the hell it is. And they just dropped the bomb on us. They did. Hustle, loyalty, respect. Those are all the words of a Nintendo fanboy. So I want to see that same hustle, loyalty, respect next week when you're freaking pre-ordering this shit with these $90 games. I want to see the same thing.
You gotta remember they left that behind when they said they won the console. You gotta remember.
Who said they weren't a console though? That was
FTC and PlayStation.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, yes, yeah, they did say that. They did, bro. They said, how you not gonna be a console when last I checked? First of all, you know how I feel. If you have MLB The Show on your platform, you're a console, baby. That's what you are. Don't they got MLB The Show? Don't Xbox got MLB? Yeah. Don't Sony have? Well, they make MLB The Show. Bro, they are a console. And now people are mad at them because they're charging console prices.
Hey, Rick, I'm like just skimming through the internet. Bro, this is all everybody's talking about. All I keep seeing is Nintendo has lost their rabbit ass mind. Nintendo has lost their mind. They're going crazy. They're charging $90 for games.
Bro, they're after Nintendo right now. He said, I saw Switch 2 had DLSS. I don't think they do, Vaughn, because, well, I don't know. What NVIDIA chip is in there?
They just don't. They're just not like public about it like that.
Yeah, because NVIDIA, dock mode. Yeah, Nintendo has. Well, Nintendo. Hey, listen, folks, make no mistake about it. Nintendo has the best chips in their system. That NVIDIA is better than AMD.
Company that talk about their specs like that.
No, well, because because Levon, the specs don't operate to what it looks like when we play it. Let's be honest here. It looks like shit, and we buy it. You know, I don't diss Nintendo. If you look at the bottom part of, well, you can't see it. They got something to wait in there. I got my freaking Tears of the Kingdom, collector's edition sitting right there. Listen, I'm a Nintendo guy. Hell, I started out with Nintendo. Can you imagine that the Switch got Final Fantasy VII before Xbox did? Jesus, what the hell happened here? Man.
That's run like shit. They don't have to make a.
He said, Vaughn said Final Fantasy VII. Well, hold on a second. If he said Final Fantasy VII looks horrible on Switch too, but isn't that equivalent to the PS4? It came out on PS4. It should look fine.
It did.
Yeah. It should look like it does on the PS4.
That's the second version of it, the integrate.
Yeah, it should look fine, Vaughn. I didn't see it. I didn't see it. Dark Lord Fusion is here! And he said, what's up, Ricky and crew? Laughing as the course said, yeah, the $80 to $90 is high. But gaming was going to go up anyway. He's right, because of GTA, Rock City, ready to break. Yeah, they're going to charge $100. He said it looks worse. Damn. He said, I ain't buying none of that shit, Rick. Damn, Mac tapped out. Mac like Nintendo. Hell, you see all them damn different switches and shit Mac got? He got the boxes. Man, Mac left it. Nah, Mac, come on, bro. Listen, you gonna buy that shit. You gonna buy it. You gonna buy it. Yo, Onyx said, hey, guys, don't sleep on ML upscaling. The PS4 doesn't have that. Remember. He said, look at the general. All right, so let's see here. So Vaughn said he got something here in the general. I didn't see the Final Fantasy VII, how it looked. Let's see how it looks here.
Hey, look, did you see Elden Ring?
Oh, no. Oh, no. Vaughn's right.
No, that was just one. That was just one part of how that game looked. If you go look at the whole thing, that game don't look like that all the way. He just took the ugliest part and then screenshotted it. When you watch it, it don't look like that all the way.
If we're gonna be honest, bro, all third parties look like that, bro. Let's be honest.
Bro, look at the screen here, y'all. That don't look good. Look at that. That don't. Come on, let's be keeping it bean though.
No, I said that part didn't look good, but tell them go screenshot another part. It won't look like that. And I just looked at it on my TV. And you gotta realize, Rick, when that went on, that wasn't a 4K. I think that was like the 1080p version of it. You gotta remember that too. They
That's right. That's right. Because I think one of y'all were telling me that it's 1080p when it's not docked and it's 4K when it is docked, right?
Yeah.
All right. So so the Switch is giving you 4K 60.
But I'm just saying, it don't look that bad. That it's not playable.
Oh man.
Let me go find it so I can go show a screenshot of it.
So now listen, my man Laughing is Secure. Shout out to him. He said he's buying the Switch. Who in the panel is buying the Switch? All right. So Ty's getting it.
I am.
Oh, see, look at that. See, we haven't lost it, Dre.
Hey, these is all brainwash cats, man.
You know what's about to help? This Xbox.
Hey, Dre, I understand that you're saying they're brainwashed and this and that, but nigga, are you buying the new Nintendo Switch?
All right, Max City. Thank you for the $5. Dang shame. Nintendo doing game key cards for $90. This crap is bad. You will not own the full game if you buy the physical.
Damn. Now, so Levon, I know he's gonna get it. He's a Nintendo guy. Where is the gaming hero? I need to hear from him.
I think he's in Z. He's in Z stream, I think.
Yeah, he is over there. Why is he gonna get over there? He know he's not gonna get a word in with J-Dub and the rest of them in there. What the hell? What the hell? Man, you can't get a word in over there. So anyway, all right, I will do a poll. All right, and this poll here, and let's see. I want you guys to please fill this poll out. Are you getting a?
Like I said, the FOMO. Everybody's going to pre-order it, and then they're going to get it in their hand. They're going to be like, just like with the PlayStation Pro. Oh, shit. I wasted my money.
Oh, hey, man. I gotta stop you on that one, man, because I just bought one, dog. I ain't wasting my money, dog.
What you playing on?
I'm playing all the shit I ain't played yet, man. I'm playing Rebirth. Been playing Kart on now, man. Look here, man.
Oh, so you bought a new system to play old games?
No, because I haven't played them yet, so they ain't old.
Oh no! Well, listen, bro. Listen. First of all, there was I'm trying to think. What we were talking about. We were talking about the Switch. The Avon's definitely good. It was somebody else that said that Manhattan, you getting the Switch?
It was Mello getting it too.
Wow, man. So Vaughn said, nah, PS5 Pro actually worth it. So Vaughn saying PS5 Pro is actually worth it. So we got a poll up here. Come on, only got 5 votes. Get your goddamn votes in here. It says, are you getting?
Pro is not worth it, bro.
Are you getting a Nintendo Switch day one? Yes, no, too expensive. So far, it's 40-40 split between yes and no, and 20% for too expensive. So please get your vote. I want to see what that tally's gonna be by the end of the show if the brothers show up. Come on, vote. We need votes. Folks.
They would have just launched with Donkey Kong instead of just waiting a month for it, though.
Now let's get on to the price of the system here. Now, Big Shax and Levon and the rest of you Nintendo guys, you're charging me $450. I said it was gonna be $500. So actually, it costs more than $500 because there ain't no games that are $50. So if you're buying it for $450, the game gonna cost you. We saw what the price was, right? Hell, let's see. Let's go back
You
to
can
that.
play old Switch games.
Hey, nah, nigga, you don't buy a new system to play old games. Yes, to play old games. Come on, man. Don't, come on, nigga. Don't start with that shit. All right, so now let's see. This is Breath of the Wild, Nintendo Switch 2. I gotta see what the difference is in versions of this. Does anybody have any gameplay on that? How they look?
Did they show it?
I don't know if they showed it. Yeah.
I think they're waiting for the treehouse to show all that.
It's only 1080p in handheld, so it can't be that damn good.
Now, so for example, folks, now the number one selling game I believe on the original Switch was probably Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.
All right. So that being said, if I spend, now we can do simple arithmetic here, okay? Now,
okay. So I found a trailer for the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom Switch 2 edition.
You did? All right. So listen, I'm gonna show it on TV. I don't care. I mean, I already got flagged. I played Killer Mike today, so I don't give a shit.
Okay. So I'm gonna put in links and articles.
Okay, put in links and articles, and we're gonna take a look at this. And if it's not right, I'm gonna curse you all out. So let's see here. All right. So let's see. Let's see what we got here. All right. So let's put this in.
Nintendo Switch 2 editions of The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, this thing is not going to do anything anywhere near what the first Switch did.
Feature enhanced resolution and frame rates.
What do you consider a flop, Dre? What do you consider a flop?
HDR, which
half.
makes the image more vibrant.
Okay, so let's say if it does like 75 million, you would consider that a flop?
What did the number one? I mean, the first Switch sell?
Plus,
it's at 150.
150 using Zelda Notes.
Yeah, half is a flop to me.
Okay.
This
Oh,
new
okay,
feature
Dre, that's
can
not
be
fair.
accessed
That's not
via
fair.
the Nintendo Switch
That's
app
not
on
fair.
smart device.
Because the Switch. What
Nintendo
did the Switch 1 have in 2020? In 2020,
Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
When the Switch 1 came out, it was revolutionary. There was nothing on the market that could do what the Switch did. Right now, that's not the case.
And frame rates.
No, I know it did, but niggas didn't buy.
also support
Niggas really didn't
HDR,
buy Switch 1
which makes the
until
image
COVID.
more vibrant.
I bought one when it first came out
You
when it
can play
launched.
with smoother, higher definition
No, I'm talking about
graphics.
the mainstream people. They
All
didn't
right.
pay attention to it till then.
All right, hold on a second here. Hold on a second.
I've owned 3
All right.
Switch Nintendo.
All right, so
Switches.
Thriller
I got
Ali
2.5
said
now,
we're
and I
gonna
have
add the
sold one.
tax. We definitely will. He said game is next. He said the game is cooked. All right, folks. I got to be honest with you. I just looked at this video. I can't tell the fucking difference. I can't, bro. I can't fucking do it, bro. You can't listen, man. I'm the
I don't think you can tell a difference from here, but if you play the game, you probably can. You gotta probably play.
bro. I bought because bro, I put over 100 hours into those Zelda
But that-
games. And
Rick, don't you sit here and lie. That motherfucker go to 12 frames, 17 frames.
well,
15
you're not.
frames.
Well, hold on.
Man,
First
we
of all,
not finna do that, Rick.
well, if you let me, I didn't put a period on the end of it, so shut the hell up.
Oh.
All right, that's number one. I'm not talking about frames. I'm talking about looking at it. Don't look no different. Ty, that don't look no different. It don't.
Quality you got it on, Rick.
I got
click
it.
that little thing down there and show the quality you got it on.
Which one? Where?
The little screw thing. It's like a screw. Yeah, click the screw.
720.
Yeah, settings. Yeah, settings. That
Alright.
Change the settings and bump it up and see if
Put
you
it to
can
the
bump
highest
it
you
up.
can go.
1080p. 1080p.
1080p.
Yeah, that's IGN. You probably got to go on Nintendo America to find a.
Nintendo Switch 2 editions of
You
The
probably
Legend
ain't
of
gonna
Zelda
still
Breath of
see
the
that
Wild
much of a
and The
difference.
Legend
You
of
probably got to
Zelda
go on
Tears of
Hold
the
up.
Kingdom.
America.
Hold up. Here it
Featuring
is. I
enhanced-
found it.
Okay, I'm about to say because bro, I'm very disappointed.
If
Hold
you
up.
put it in handheld, it's only going to show in 1080p. I mean,
Bro.
it's, I mean,
Now, hold on. Laugh is Secure said it's only HDR, Rick. He said HDR frame rate and resolution is the only change. Yeah, buddy. Nah. Oh man, listen,
$90.
bro. Out of
I hate
all,
playing
out of
that
all.
thing
Now
at
listen,
frame,
everybody
ain't
in here, especially people on the panel and in the chat.
Hold up, Ricky. It goes up to 4K with the Nintendo of America.
Okay, it goes to 4K. Now, what are the specs for this game? Is this 4K 60 now? What is it?
It better be.
Yeah, because it's bumping it up to the Switch 2 spec, so it should be 4K 60.
Yeah, laughing is the cure. Yo, my man is on point today. He said that's crazy. That's a $10 upgrade. He's right.
Facts.
Bro, that is fucking robbery.
And if it was on if it was on Xbox, it would be a free upgrade.
Bro, now listen, we got to keep that same energy. If Sony tried to pull some shit like this, we would have been all over those dudes. But we would have been all over them, bro.
They doing that shit
right now. I understand that, but bro, hold on. Listen, if Sony tried this stuff here, which they have, okay, Xbox guys would be doing
enhanced resolution and HDR.
Yeah, but it doesn't tell you the spec on it. It doesn't say.
It doesn't say like what resolution per se.
Oh my fucking god!
And an additional slave slot. They advertising that.
Faster load times. Yes, faster load times.
Well, faster. It wasn't hardly any load time to begin with. What do we? Have they played this game?
No, I'm watching the video.
That's what I'm saying. But has anybody that has played the Zelda game, Tears of the Kingdom, and Breath of the Wild, there's hardly any loading.
It load when you go into those things to get the
shrines.
Yeah, it load when you go into that. And
was this the first or second one on the Switch?
I don't know which one. Which one is that one?
So Levon dropped another one.
My first show, so I played this on PC. So
what?
That's what I'm saying. If you can play it on PC, why buy this shit?
On the Nintendo Switch 2
you can mod it on PC.
Well, not everybody's gonna want to set up an emulator or even know
and the Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom games.
If it's gonna save me $400 something, I'll learn how to do that shit.
Okay.
Jump back into the adventure.
All right, now that looks better.
Resolution.
One thing I can't say about this Switch 2 that I like is the fact that if I own the game and no one around me owns the game and it's a multiplayer game, we all can play on different systems. The same game.
All right. Okay. All right. I'm gonna come back off. I'm gonna pick myself up off the ground here. Well, Levon sent me through Nintendo, looking at it in 4K. All right, I do see a difference, but nigga, it ain't no $80 difference. Fuck you. No, it's not.
That's if you don't own the game. If you don't own the game, it's $80. If you own it, you don't have to pay that.
So what do? You just put your old Switch one into the Switch 2?
And pay the $10.
You can pay like $10 to upgrade it.
You pay $10 to $15.
Wait, hold on. So wait a minute. So in theory, from what you guys are telling me, you guys lie a lot now. So all right. So let's say if I go into my collector's edition, I pull out my game card of Tears of the Kingdom. I put it in my Switch 2. Okay? Now, am I playing the Switch 2 version? You said I got to pay $10. How would this
upgrade?
So what would the Switch 2 say? What, to upgrade this game, pay $15? Is that what they're going to do?
$10-15 probably something like that.
I took a page out of PlayStation book. That's the same shit PlayStation do.
Man, you can't fault them for that. So, all right, I already own the game, so I'm not paying $80. They're just making me pay another $15 for a game that I already own. Keeping the same energy. I didn't believe in it for the PlayStation. I don't believe in this shit. Bro, if I own the goddamn game, give me the free upgrade. What the fuck? You already
That's
fucking...
The thing, though. They doing it for some, but not all the games. Though. Like,
yeah, see, this, bro, this... Bro,
free upgrade.
Big Shaqs, you know what this reminds me of? That Xbox One launch in 2013.
Yep. Exactly.
Everybody's saying that.
Yeah,
exactly.
This reminds me of, bro, this is a shit show. They're all over the place. They've priced themselves out of their freaking wheelhouse. They're not. Some things are upgrades, some things won't.
We can't say this is kiddie because I mean
bro,
it's priced way out of reach.
Well, first of all, Levon, I've never met one single kid that went to the store with $500 in his pocket and bought a Switch. Let's stop this whole kids shit, okay? There's no such thing. All right, the kids ask the parents to get it for them. There are goddamn. I don't care what people say. There are adults that are in that line at midnight. Not one goddamn kid.
All right, Rick.
All right,
Rick,
damn, kids don't have money.
All right,
Rick, you're a parent with multiple children, and let's say for instance they wanted the Switch. You would have to go out and spend like $1,500 just to play. You know what I'm saying, to play these games.
Listen, bro.
He did it already with the Steam Deck.
Hell, I did that with the Steam Deck. I do this every Christmas. I do this every back to school shopping. Fuck, what the hell is the difference? You know, it just now the kids don't ask for a Switch. They don't want it. You know what they want? Their Xbox. One kid's on PC, the other two are on Xbox. They don't care. I haven't heard. My kids have not. Matter of fact, my phone tells me when the Nintendo Switches in this house were last online. Okay? And let's see here. Go to the Xfinity app.
Rick, I can relate, bro. I got two. I bought the Splatoon one, the special edition one. My son played with that shit for like 2-3 weeks, bro, and that shit's been sitting.
All right, so I'm gonna go through. So I'm looking. Is my son's his don't see a Switch. Oh, my Rick Series X1 is online. Okay, so that's been played lately. Let's go to the devices that are not connected. Xbox One was logged on 14 hours ago. I was doing something. Let's see here. Where's the Nintendo Switch? Where's the Nintendo Switch? I'm looking. Oh, MetaQuest was online on January 29th. That's the last time they played their meta. Oh, the last time I played my PSVR was 126. Oh god, the Steam Deck hasn't been online since January. Nintendo Switch. Okay, I'm a liar. One kid logged on their Nintendo Switch on January 5th of this year. Evan last logged on his Nintendo Switch on Christmas Day of 2024. So those are where the Nintendo Switches are played in my house. And Pudge hadn't put his on so long, it doesn't go back, but like 2 years or so. Pudge hadn't touched his. Pudge plays PC now. You know, he plays PC. So that's why he's not going to be there. He said, Rick, you won't even own the physical game never for $80 to $90 bucks. Holy shit, you won't? What the hell? Levon, what the hell's going on over there?
Because you buy the physical copy, but you can't, like, you still have to, it's what do you call it, DRM?
The game key.
Jesus. Yeah. So you tell me the game key is really
you gotta download the data.
So wait a minute, let me get this straight. So the game key is an actual key now? It's an actual key to play this. You gotta
install some of these games. Some games.
Yeah, physical niggas out of here,
bro. See, this is what I'm talking about, bro. This is Xbox all over again in 2013. Yeah, Xbox leaves the fucking console space and they pass the baton to Nintendo. It's like, here, you take it. Oh my god. I know. Bro, Laughing Secure said the digital version of games gonna be on sale more often. Most people are going to buy digital this generation for Nintendo. Max said, I was so excited for the Switch 2. I told my kids, we're taking a stand. We can't support this horrible greed. Yo, Laughing Secure said, for the people who use their Switch have been their console, this looks like it's going to be Xbox 360 to an Xbox One. This is Switch digital era with those $90 games. Go, yeah, bro, TV. Oh, bro, I never thought that any console manufacturer would ever go through that again. Like, and here we are.
You don't know that,
we
bro.
are.
You gotta wait and see.
Nah, bro. Ain't no way to see. Oh, man.
About that console all you want. You probably can. I'm just saying, you can play.
I know.
It ain't gonna sell. That don't mean it ain't gonna sell, and people ain't gonna buy the game.
Hey, yo, Ricky.
Yes, sir.
Just real quick, I'll stand corrected. The Switch 2 is more than the PS5. The Astrobot is on $399.
What? The digital version. Yeah, so back to the
only $399.
So you got $449
from the holiday season, so people gonna buy their PlayStation versus that damn Nintendo.
Bro, so their games are $80. All right, so let's say if I wanted to play this game with Mario Kart World, all right, shit. So I'm at 5.
Don't they sell a Mario Kart World bundle? Isn't that like 500 and something?
Yeah, but that didn't impress me.
6%. So out the door, if you want to get a Switch 2 and a game, it's going to cost you in Connecticut. It's going to cost you $560.74 out the door.
Damn.
To have something to play.
You ain't even bought a controller yet.
Hey, you think Nico's gonna win that bet?
No.
What bet does he have?
No.
He betted that some of the Switch 2 games, the games that are only on Switch 2 will outsell GTA 6.
No. No,
Crack, man. You want
no,
smoking crack.
he's not gonna win, and I'll tell you why. He's not. Nico's not gonna win that simply because the same reason why PlayStation doesn't sell 20 million copies of games anymore, because the game prices went up. See, think about this. Before games were $70, PlayStation was selling what? 20 million of Spider-Man 2018, 20 million of God of War 2018. Aloy, she sold 20 million when the games, but ever since games went $70, nobody's selling 20 million of anything. Not even Helldivers 2 sold 20 million copies yet. And that game,
you make a conscious decision.
Well, they probably close to 20. You gotta think they probably close to 20 million. It was at
I'm about to say that. Now that's the biggest selling game. But the reason,
no, Westwood Card 2 is probably at 20 also. Ragnarok, that shit sold 15 million in like 8 months.
I don't know, but
it did.
But I know Spider-Man 2 is not anywhere near what Spider-Man 1 was. It's nowhere near that.
They sold pretty fast. They sold like 11 million pretty fast.
Ragnarok's been out for 2 years now, right?
Yeah, but it sold 15 million like within a year.
So as of a year,
I'm willing to bet that it's over 20 million now.
Now, as of a year ago, back in April of 2024, Spider-Man 2 has sold 11 million. As of April of 2024,
and it's been in MPD since.
So, is it another 11 million? Of course not. Is it 5? Maybe not.
They don't have to be exactly.
Maybe
the same.
maybe 3. Maybe it's up to 14.
Probably around 18 million.
Yeah.
18.
But the point is, once games got more expensive, they start to sell less. And there's a reason for that. More gamers.
I don't know about that.
But think about this, Vaughn. More gamers play free-to-play games now more than they do buy games.
I mean, college football was just the best-selling sports games of all time, and that was $70.
But
because it was a drought on that.
There you go, Drake. Drake,
you know what?
You took the words out of my mouth. They were starving for that.
College football, because we paid $100 for it to play it early.
Yeah, bro. I was about to say that, Dre. They were starving for it. They didn't have one. They didn't have one. But listen, listen, everything in life has balance. You're not going to sell 20 million of games with all this free-to-play shit going on. The audience is going to be split somewhere.
Oh, this one about to sell 20 million. They already at 10. Monster Hunter Wilds. That's at what, 10 million.
But that's a multi-plat. But that's a multi-plat. Well, that's a true multi-plat. Now people say that this PlayStation multi-plat because it's on PC. But listen, if it was everywhere, now listen. If Sony got big balls and decided to sell Spider-Man 2 on Xbox, it would hit 20 million. Yeah, they'll sell.
I don't think so.
Oh, bro, they'll sell 8 million of that shit easy.
I think Microsoft made their customers don't want to buy games anymore. So I don't think they sell 20. I don't think they hit it.
Now, since we're talking about games, and we'll get back to the Switch for you Nintendo Switch guys. Now, I'm glad Vaughn's here. Is it true that Sony put money in to Black Myth Wukong? Is that why it didn't come out on?
No, they sent support over there to help the game get for the console. They didn't have no marketing rights. They didn't market the game.
No, they didn't. But if they put money into it, that would explain. Now, here's where the truth comes out, Vaughn. If that fucking Black Myth Wukong shows up on the Switch 2, we would know it was all bullshit. That's what we could just.
I don't think Switch 2 can run it. But
they ain't gonna be able to run that game.
If it does, then we know it was bullshit.
I mean, Sony sent support to multiple games, and they multiplats. I mean, that's what they did.
Well, they did it to what was the last one? The fake what's the name game from EA? The guy over there, he got help from them. That game's in PC Game Pass.
Yeah, so they don't get exclusive.
Whatever's a Callisto.
Yes, there you go, Dre. My man, Dre. Callisto Protocol.
Callisto Protocol.
That's the one.
That wasn't exclusive.
Now, let me ask you this too. Again, Vaughn, I'm glad you're here. You're a pretty knowledgeable console guy. Now, do you think Sony will stop doing the console exclusivity if that Xbox does play Steam shit along with Xbox shit too? Because at that point, it wouldn't matter anymore. You think they would do? Do they still do console exclusivity like a year, like Stellar Blade?
Yeah, I think so.
You think they'll still do that?
Yeah. And they're not going to be swinging. I don't think they're sending that big games to Switch. That's why they gave them some dead ass IPs like Hot Shot Golf.
Now, did they really give them Ape Escape?
No, I don't think so.
I know Nico be capping for that shit all the time.
You gotta think, Sony ain't paid to make these games. They license them out, so they getting paid.
As they should. If it's a dormant IP, fuck it, send it out there. I think I'm sure you might as well. But listen, man, this is an L upon multiple different floors here. Not the price or anything like that. I think it's an L because all these Nintendo guys got their hearts broken today. They did. I see sad faces. Levon been crying. He had his mic muted for a little bit.
Hey, what about that launch, man? That launch pretty mid. That shit only got one launch game.
Uh-oh.
Mario Kart World, Bravely Default, Flying Fairy, HD Remaster, Street Fighter 6, Split Fiction, Hogwarts
No, I'm talking
Legacy.
about brand new. I'm talking about brand new games from like Nintendo. There's only one launch game, right?
Outside of Nintendo Switch Welcome Tour and Mario Kart World, that's it.
Oh yeah, what about that too? Them copying PlayStation with that.
Oh, you mean with the Astral Playroom stuff?
Yeah, they try to copy the Astral Playroom shit, but they charge you for it. Yeah, they charge you for it. At least Astral Bot was free.
Wait, whoa, am I reading this right? They got Cyberpunk on the Switch too?
Yes, yeah. They showed.
Get the fuck out of here.
They gonna have like one NPC in the city.
Yeah, bro, come on, bro. That
Cyberpunk was remember, guys. Cyberpunk was on PS4 and Xbox One.
And you see exactly I'm about to say, and it also got, bro. It was so bad. PlayStation kicked it off their platform and said, "Hey, look."
I'm just saying it existed. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, well, here's what I'm saying. That damn thing was choking out a $10,000 rig, and you telling me it's not gonna choke out this $400 fucking goddamn tablet? Like, come on, bro. What are we doing here? I don't give a damn what NVIDIA freaking cards in that sucker. Get the fuck out of here. There's no way you're running Cyberpunk, the Ultimate Edition. That means with all the DLC in this game. Wait a minute, this game too. Civilization 7, bro.
Civilization 7 is on the Switch too,
bro.
It's on the regular Switch.
Yeah, but that shit, how does it run?
It runs at 30 frames. It's getting updated port.
Bro,
I said I got to see all these third parties in action.
This right here is taxed as a PC. Bro, look at these PC taxing games they have up here. The Cyberpunk, the Civilization, bro, those games are taxing on PC. You think it's gonna run on that? Of course, fucking Fortnite.
Well, I mean, it's running on the Switch, the first Switch that we have right now. They found a way how to put it on there. So.
Oh man,
they showed that Elden Ring trailer, and I seen how that trailer looked.
Wait, you got Elden Ring on the Switch too?
Yeah, they got.
They did. They did show that too.
Rick, go look at the Elden Ring trailer and tell me what you think.
Okay, okay, out for Switch, right?
Yeah, for
Switch 2. All
right, let's see here. All right, let's take a look at this here. Let's see what we got.
You found it? You found the trailer?
I did.
Okay.
I have long observed the lands between.
Well, wait a minute. But before we get there, Elden Ring wasn't a good-looking game to begin with. Let's just...
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about run shit on console. It looked worse. Yeah, it looked worse.
It looks worse. It runs worse.
All right, let's see.
Nintendo too, depending on third party for some reason, man.
Ways of grace that guide you.
But y'all told me that they didn't get the dev kits yet. Well, maybe they didn't. That's why it looks so bad.
The big third parties got the dev kits. It's the indie.
Well, From Software's not big.
Hey, you know what game I'm curious to see how it look on that is Star Wars Outlaws. I want to see how
yeah, that's coming on Switch. That's coming on Switch too. Yeah, that is.
All right, well,
I'm curious to see how that look.
Too ambitious.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, bro. Man, fucking killing me.
Rick, I had that same reaction when I first seen it this morning.
Jesus Christ.
Now that new one look bad too. What's that new one called? The Bloodborne one. What's that one called?
Oh, the Bloodborne ripoff.
Yeah, that shit look bad too.
Jesus Christ. Man. Oh my God, man! Max said, as long as it goes to PC, we good. Yo, Onyx said, I'm telling y'all, you guys keep downplaying machine learning, that will do wonders. Skyrim and Witcher run on the Switch.
If that's the machine learning that's working, bro, that shit ain't learning nothing. That shit look bad.
Max said, he said, Nintendo's balls are huge. The American economy is falling apart. But Nintendo and Sony said, we go rip off these Americans before they go into another Great Depression. God
hold up, Sony shit not that expensive though. They regular price. They not charging the extra price, and
I mean, here's where I'm a little disappointed. I was one of the guys that said, "Hey, this new Nintendo Switch would run the third party stuff good because they left a lot of money on the table last gen, and that they will make sure that it looks good, run goods on here." From what I just seen, I'm not very ecstatic. Like, god damn. Like,
that's Final Fantasy, man. That shit crazy.
Shit. So now again, now here's where I will give them grace. I don't know if this is in handheld mode. I don't know if this is in dock mode. It doesn't say.
But we gotta assume that it's in dock mode. Why would they show the game in the worst light?
I wish you wouldn't have said that. I ain't gonna front. I wish you wouldn't have said that.
Are we going to wait for Digital Foundry?
Fuck no!
The beast,
they'll kill it in 5 seconds, dude.
No, they're going right for specifics, yeah, but like certain games you could tell it's running 30. Like
your eyes is not gonna lie to you.
If you watch the Hitman trailer, it's running 30.
Bro, if Digital Foundry was reviewing like that fat bald head guy would just get up and walk out. There's actually no reason for me to review this. You guys can see this is the shits. And he would get up and leave. He would fucking get up. He would get up and leave. He'd be like, "This is the shits." Now look,
and hey, that's why I hope Sony and Microsoft don't really get into this handheld shit. I don't think it's worth it. It's gonna hold the consoles back.
Now, here's what handheld does do, Vaughn. If you're playing an RPG, a sports title, you can bring it along with you. Those are advantages.
Yeah, but I don't want to play no mobile version.
Yeah, they had that, but I never used it.
I mean, I did on the Steam Deck, like, because my kids were baseball players since they were 5 years old. For 10 straight years, I had to be out in the dugout at baseball games. This is the first year since they were 5 years old that I don't have to be at baseball games this summer. So this summer, that's what it was. All summer was all baseball.
Hey, Shaq.
Yeah.
Hey, which version? How much you think they're gonna charge for the new MLB? I know it's out already on the Switch. How much you think it's gonna cost for the new version, like the upgraded version of it?
$80.
Nah, you can't charge.
I'm surprised Capcom said 60.
I was curious. I was surprised none of the Resident Evils was on there.
It'll probably come later.
Those probably come later.
But I will tell you this though, that Final Fantasy is going to do big numbers on the Switch. The Switch fans have been dying to get a hold of that fucking game.
Hey, Ricky, remember you talking? Hey, when Square Enix said they was going multi-platform, they never said they was bringing anything to Xbox. They just said it was going multi-platform.
Well, we kind of know that Xbox isn't really a
I mean, to be honest, they could just be going to Switch, PC, and PlayStation now. And certain games for the
I think that could be a possibility of that's the.
Well, listen. Xbox is going to be experiencing with a handheld this summer, and we're going to find out a lot about that. If a lot of people are using their Xbox accounts and buying that handheld, well, here begins the handheld wars.
Nah, well, their handheld gonna be more than $450 though. The Xbox handheld.
But what if it's not? If it's not,
it's more powerful.
They are losing enough money.
Whoa, hold on. Microsoft's not taking the risk here. This is ROGLI taking the risk.
Oh, they taking the risk.
Yeah, Microsoft's not taking the risk.
Goddamn time with this shit.
Well, listen, man. Look here. Let's wait and see, as Levon says.
Exactly.
Let's wait and
exactly,
see.
Rick. Exactly. Let's wait.
Because think about this now. We've been talking about. I told you I don't think consoles got another 7 to 10 years of life left. I've been saying that, and I'm 10 toes down on that. I'm telling you, what if everything is gonna be kind of moving over to handheld, mobile ability?
No, that's cap, bro.
You never know.
Nah.
Think about this. If I told
only reason why Nintendo sell like it do because it got first party games.
Okay, that's what I was about to say. I say we can't overlook 150 million Switch sales.
Away from them.
You cannot deny 150 Switch sales. 150 million.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can when the PC handhelds on sale.
Well, the Switch is selling 150 million. I get it. Steam Deck's not even
That's
at
5. But Nintendo got the name recognition. It's a difference. Xbox don't. The console's not even selling.
So now, what do you do what if PlayStation wants to get back into these
I hope
handheld
not.
wars?
That shit is. I hope that shit flop.
Hey Vaughn.
Yo.
PC hand. You say PC handhelds are down?
Yeah, they're not selling. They're not even at 10 million worldwide combined.
Combined, you said?
Yeah, they're not at 10 million.
Damn, I thought it was a lot more than that.
No.
Oh man, them hoes cost too much.
No,
about
who paying $700 for trash performance? That should still perform like trash.
I don't know, but I want to see what this Xbox thing do, and I also want to see what the new PlayStation one do.
The Xbox thing gonna do exactly what they're doing right now. There ain't gonna be no difference.
I'm counting on PlayStation. I need that PSP, the new one. Do whatever.
I don't think that's coming.
There was rumors of that. They died. They went away quick. Yeah, it was rumors.
They're gonna stick with the Portal shit.
They're gonna stick to the Portal. It's cheaper to make, and there's really no risk they taking with that.
What if the Portal can actually do some kind of freaking software update, play all of the fucking your library or some shit? You can download it that way.
Ain't nothing in there though. Ain't no specs in there.
It's just playing on the cloud.
Now somebody said through an update, if you had PlayStation Plus, you can play your PlayStation Plus games on it. I heard somebody say.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, through the cloud. Yeah, through the cloud.
Well, that's a start. That's a fucking start.
Now,
plus,
Amazon Fire Stick.
If they do that's true. If they do a handheld again, they're going to be in the same place Xbox is with the Series S, holding the main console back. I don't want that.
So before we close, everybody out there, everybody in the chat, everybody in the panel, how would you rate this release for Nintendo's information? Is this a W or is this an L? And
L.
All right, Trey said it's an L. Mac, is this a? I don't know what you're gonna say, but I gotta hear it. Onyx, is this an L or W? Mac, L or W? Thriller Ali, L or W? Laughing is the cure, L or W? What do we got? Briadios, you guys talk to me. What's going on over here? Dark Lord Fusion, what do you got? He said their price is an L. Oh man, where's Swordfish? Where's these guys at? Come on, let's go. I know you guys are in there. I see you.
Did you talk about the trailer?
Go ahead, Vaughn.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, this would have been a W 7 or 8 years ago. They just came out too late. When they put out the OLED.
3 years ago.
Yeah, even so, yeah. It's too late, too little too late.
Did y'all talking the trade values? Y'all talk about the trade values?
That was a hype.
Did you see it?
I'm going to put it up now.
It's $175 for the OLED. I forget how much for the, and like $100 for the light.
$125 for the first gen and the second iteration, $125.
Actually, I'm showing 90. You get 9. You get
$150.
You get 99 store credit if you're pro value. You get 69 cash. Is what they're saying here.
Oh yeah, okay. That's more like it.
For the trade in for the Switch 2, they got a price up there.
Yeah,
it's like $125 for the first.
Hold on a second. Hold on. I'll be right back. I gotta go take a.
Yeah, I got it right here. Yeah, $175 for the OLED.
That's if
$175 for the OLED. Yeah, if you put it towards the Switch 2. Yeah.
Okay.
They gonna have a special.
So everything, so everything you trading on be boosted up if you put it towards the Switch.
Yeah, this Series X, man.
That's what I did. I paid $2 for my PS5 Pro. I traded my PS5.
All I want to play on the Switch 2 is.
So you paid $200?
No, $2.
That's it?
Yeah, because they had a trading thing.
You traded your Series X in too, right?
Yeah, I wasn't using it, so yeah, I only paid $2. And that Donkey, I wonder why that Donkey Kong not a launch title.
It should be.
What's the difference a month gonna make?
For real.
That's the only game I really want to play that they coming out with.
Mello said that's what he buying it for.
That's what I'm buying it for. Donkey.
I'm finna play that handicap game. They be playing basketball. I ain't gonna lie, I looked for fun.
I'll spend that 500 somewhere else. I invest that shit.
Oh, right, all right. Yeah, you start drinking all this water during the live stream, bro. It'll get you. Jesus. All right. So the trade-in values of cans, the price. Well, let's listen. I feel bad for these Nintendo guys because they. Hey, Onyx said it's an L. he said, I'm buying those Switch OLEDs. F that. Switch to 100%. Wow. Man. Well, hey, folks, this is what happens when you don't read the room. This is what happens when you guys had the FTC, the EU, and the JVC. You had all those guys saying that Nintendo was not a console. And they showed up with console pricing. They showed up with console initiatives. They showed up with console banter. And now everybody knows, oh, they are a fucking console. You best believe it. They are a console. They let you know that. Don't make no mistake when there was some of y'all that goddamn cardboard and shit. Y'all thought that, this is what it was. But yeah, man, they got you. They got you. So all you Nintendo loyalists, hey, I told y'all it was going to be $500. And I wasn't wrong. Because there is tax and you got to buy a game. I wasn't wrong. $500. What the? How can y'all thought it was going to be $399 when the OLED is $349?
It was going to be 400 or 450.
Not going to happen. In what world? How? How would that happen if the OLED? Yes. How? Listen. How can it only be? One of y'all motherfuckers said $399. How could it be that if the OLED is going for $349? It's not going to happen.
We were thinking they were going to give us a price cut.
Well, you thought wrong. You want to pay if you want to pay $399, you got to trade your old Switch in. That's the only way you get it for $399. There you go. Merry Christmas and a happy new L. I'm happy, ladies and gentlemen, because now the console wars have started between PlayStation and Nintendo. Oh, Nintendo let you know. Oh, we are here, Mr. PlayStation. Oh yeah, we here, and you're gonna pay.
You got anything to say on this?
They out here reaching, labor.
Oh, why?
If you want to complain about the game cost, I'll give you that. But the price of that console is not bad. Depending, seeing where it's coming from. Now, the price of the game, yeah, I understand.
How many $90 games have you bought for Xbox? Can I see them? Can I see them?
How many? How you say? How many? No, I never bought I bought $100 game.
Yeah. Now, did that game have a season pass to it?
No.
Did it have DLC?
No.
You're a lying motherfucker.
There was 2K. It came with neither one of those.
No, that's not a Microsoft Xbox game. God damn it.
Oh well, no. Well, no. But I'm just saying, that's the most I spent was on 2K. That was it. Was $100. I don't buy a special.
But let's be honest, but here's, and I know why they made Mario Kart that price. I'll tell you why. Because of the number one.
You got a bundle.
Yep. So I want to see. So here goes some of the specs here. 7.9 inch. That's a big ass screen. Yeah. Oh, HDR10. Okay. Got some Samsung chips in there. What else do we got here? Portion of storage reserve. Now, see, that's why, now, how does this work, Levon? You would know better than me. With the Switch, as far as trading it in, if you didn't, the game saves on the game card, right? Isn't that where it saves at?
No, because on the thing you can transfer your data over.
Yeah,
from the Switch 1 to the Switch 2.
You can't.
So you can save it on the actual Switch, whatever you got saved.
I did that before, and I ended up formatting the freaking what's the name, and things that Big Money is here. Big Money, you're a Nintendo guy. Big Money, how do you feel? Do you feel you're being taken advantage of? Do you see what happens when Xbox is out of the parameters here? Niggas go crazy and they start making up prices and shit. Big Money, do you see this is what happens?
Nintendo get a big fat. They get a big fat.
So let me ask you.
Whoa, Mac! Whoa! Mac City said that it can't transfer the micro SD. Oh shit!
No, it literally showed on the thing. If you look on there, say you can transfer your save data from your Switch to your Switch 2. It literally show you how to do it.
I've always been a champion for Nintendo, but like I said, I was saying last night that if it's over $400, I can't get it. And then when they start talking about the $80, $90 for the I can't.
That was a turn off. Yeah,
that was a super turn off. Like that's why I said like for the younger guys that don't have a family, like I got a family, like bro, I can't afford no shit like that. And I'm a gamer. I'm a hardcore gamer, and I buy a lot of games.
And he got Game Pass too, folks.
Like, bro, can you imagine Ricky like spending? Because I'm
not on their day one, nigga. You're talking about.
Yeah, I will spend buy 4 or 5 games a month, and that's $500, my nigga. I can't look at my girl so I just spent $500 on 5 games. Like, bro, I can't do no shit like that.
And she got heavies.
Going crazy about the $70 game.
All right, let me ask y'all this. Let me ask y'all this.
Before you go, let me say this, right?
Oh shit,
nigga, like, am I the only person that's tweaking the fact that these niggas don't even have fucking voice acting in their game, but yet these niggas got the balls to charge $80 and $90? Wait, you remember how they saying that shit?
Yes.
They don't even have fucking voice acting in their game.
Yo, that's crazy, bro.
Yeah,
bro,
Nintendo lost their fucking
yo,
mind,
did
bro.
you see that cheesy upgrade for that Tears of the Kingdom in the Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, bro.
Oh my god.
Nigga, did you see? Bro, Tears of the Kingdom right now, Ricky Brown on Steam Deck looks better than what they showed on Steam Deck.
Yo, that is crazy.
Go look at the Steam Deck version.
Look, hey, Levon, read what Trillo wrote because this is very interesting.
Okay. Ricky, why don't you tell the panel how not only you have to buy a Switch 2 for $450, but now you have to buy a HDMI 2.1 device for 120 frames with $80 to $90 games. Okay.
Let me ask you guys, how many guys on the panel have an HDMI 2.1 television?
I got a television and I got 1, 2, 3. I got 4 monitors that do it.
I'm about to say your monitor probably does it. It should. Okay, so you're okay for 120. I'm okay for 120.
You can get you can get like a 1080p monitor. Really, you feel the 4K stuff is probably gonna be more upscale.
Yeah, but we're talking about HDMI 2.1.
Yeah, but I'm saying you already need that for like for 1080p screen.
Well, yeah, but if you want to dock this thing and get the most out of it, you're gonna need one.
Nah, I don't know, but like not necessarily though, because you could still. Even with HDMI 2.0, you still get that 120 with 1080p with HDMI 2.0. Usually 2.1 for like the VRR and stuff like that, probably though. Yeah, so you don't necessarily need a 2.1 to get that 120 frames on 1080p resolution. Nah, you don't really need it for that.
Now, Ty, Max City is saying once you format your micro SD to your Switch, you can't transfer it. It's formatted to that Switch. He's right. Now, again, he's right. I ran into that issue, and I deleted my freaking Breath of the Wild data fucking around with that because I tried to put it into my OLED one.
Made a way for you to transfer.
Okay, all right.
They
so
literally was doing that.
Okay, all right. So Mac, he's saying that they made a way to do it. Mac said Kirby is $80. Shit's trash. Virio said,
all right. Let me say this.
Here he goes.
I asked Dre, like, what would you consider the Nintendo Switch 2 being a flop sales wise, and he said like what, around like half of what the Switch sold at this point. So what would you guys consider the Switch 2 to be a flop sales wise if it only sold like what, say this amount or whatever in this certain amount of years, like 5 to 6 years?
I'm gonna tell you this though. I don't think it's gonna flop. I say it's gonna be well over 60 million in 5 years. Well over that. I'll tell you that. Because like you said, gamers are fickle. They go some fake.
Ricky, you don't
protest or whatever.
LMAO that nigga. Don't LL
Yeah,
laugh out loud that nigga.
yes, because I can see Big Money. I can see you buying that Last of Us
No,
shit.
I'm not gonna buy it for your information.
I can see you doing it. Big, I can see. Hey, Ricky, that new series came out, and I gotta get it.
I'm sorry,
saying, man. I'm saying all these weak suckers out here talking. Oh, the game's too expensive. Hold on, wait a minute. Now that's a general statement. I'm saying I'm not, So
Dre, what did you say for it to be a flop? Like,
yeah.
Is that what you would consider?
I consider a half a flop, and the reason why I say,
okay,
but let me address Parker real fast.
Oh
Parker,
shit! Here we go.
600 million in how long?
See, who said 600 million? Though, who said that?
What did you say? What was the number you said?
Oh shit!
I said it'd be well over 60 million in those 5 or 6 years, whatever. Well over that.
No, that would be a flop. 60? They sold 150. Yeah, they sold 150.
Do you know how technology works?
They got to sell way more than that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, listen here, man. I hear all these people talk, all the games too high, this and that. They gonna go out there. I guarantee you, they still gonna go out there and buy that said Nintendo console.
Already behind the curveball, bro. It's already lagging what these other systems are doing, bro.
So was the first one. So was the first one.
60 million.
Dang! Whoa! Hey!
LCD screen, bro.
Don't worry. Don't worry. The OLED version's coming out. That'll be 600. So, Leivon, you want to read what Mac City said?
That's considered a different system.
I mean, Mac City, you a fraud, nigga. Get your bars up.
Parker, shut your butt up. You
That's why I addressed him.
Oh man!
You read like it's a super chat.
Oh man! Yo! Oh man! Max said Parker. He said that's what.
Read what Max City said.
Damn! Parker. He said.
I was under the influence.
He was under the influence. To do that, though. Yes, you what I'm saying is, we all know this, right?
Well, he said your channel flopped, Parker. You heard that?
Nah, because they kind of butt in though. But Nintendo is just charging a premium for the exclusives, though, right? And that's what they're charging. And then exclusives
that's not good, though, Parker.
Hold on, I'm not saying it's good. What I'm saying is,
I was not expecting $80, Big Money. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was not expecting
wait
that.
a minute, I'm getting cut off left that money, baby.
I'm sorry, Parker.
Go ahead, brother.
What I'm saying is, regardless if you like them or not, it don't matter. But their exclusives are tried and true. They sell boatload of copies with their big time exclusives, and that's what they're doing. You're paying a premium for that, though, right? They spent more money for this Switch too. And so, yeah, they ain't gonna take a loss. All right, even they might take a little loss on the Switch too, but they're gonna recoup that money back. Though,
revolutionary about that fucking
what
system,
you mean?
bro.
What you talking about? It got Wi-Fi 6 in it.
Now hold on. I want to comment on. I want to give an answer to what Leivon asked. He said, what the flop. I honestly think the Switch 2 is going to sell more than the Switch 1. And I'll tell you why. Yes. Yes. I'll tell you what. Hold on. I'll tell you why.
I need the number to your dealer.
Hold on. I'll tell you why. Because this Switch offers third-party support. So you're going to have more people playing those third-party games, albeit they're going to be $100. They're going to play them where they can take... But hold on.
Why would you say?
Hold on, but Dre, you're paying $450 for a handheld that you can take third-party games that are on PC, that are on Xbox, that are on PlayStation, and you can bring them with you. And
they run horribly.
Bro, listen, hold on. Let's not act like the Rogue Ally and the Steam Deck are giving you 120 here. Okay, let's not act like that's happening.
By the time. Okay, they're not doing it now, but 2-3 years from now they will.
Okay, but that will be another set. Hold up, that will be that'll be updated model. It'll be $1,000 Okay, Nintendo is giving you something that'd be $450 where you can take your 2Ks, you can take your ML. I can't take my MLB The Show on the road with me. Hell, it ain't on PC. Yeah, you can't do what?
So Rick, let me get this right. Because I want to make sure you understand what the numbers are.
Mm-hmm.
You're trying to tell me that Switch 2 is going to sell over 160 million consoles.
Yes. Over
That's what
time.
you're saying.
Yes, over time.
Oh
Yes.
God, no,
Yes,
Ricky, no.
I am.
No,
It's
Ricky.
bro, big money. And I'll tell you why. It's that third-party support, bro. That is huge. Wi-Fi 6, that is huge. These are things that the freaking Switch 1 couldn't give you. Bro, you're getting third-party support, Wi-Fi 6.
The Xbox handheld and the PlayStation handheld.
They're gonna be $800 or so. This is only $450. That's why it's gonna cost half of what that's charging you. And let's be honest, when you're playing a handheld, right? What the hell is the difference?
This handheld, no, I tell you, this is comparable to a PS4. So yes, Microsoft and Sony can make something of that caliber. It's not that difficult, Rick.
But it'd be the same specs, though, right?
Hold on. The problem is that this shit is pricing way too close to these next gen consoles already. So when people look at these prices, and since you brought up the Rogue Ally, that could play Steam fucking games, bro. You have your Steam library.
But it's more than $450, Manhattan. But it's more than $450 though.
Okay, no, but there's different SKUs. You can get some around that same price. You have the browser on that shit, right?
But you know what you won't, you won't get MLB The Show. You won't get Nintendo's library.
Who's to say you don't? Who say you can't get MLB The Show? If it's on Steam, you could get it.
It's not. MLB The Show is the console exclusive.
It's only on console.
Yeah.
No, but that's my point being is that it's not, if it's on Steam, you can get it. Has more library, has more game at its disposal than Nintendo. Because mind you, Nintendo started PS4. If these niggas stop supporting the fucking PS4, that console is back to being the same fucking Switch all over again. You're just playing their first party games.
True,
that's
but,
about it.
And that's what that was gonna be my counter. But that was gonna be my counter though, Manhattan. The guy that buys a Nintendo Switch 2 is usually a hardcore Nintendo guy, right? He ain't buying it for PS4 ports. He ain't buying it for Final Fantasy 7 and this fucking what do you call it, Cyberpunk. He's getting it for this $90 Kirby game or whatever the hell's going on. That's what.
So you don't think that price is bullshit because Kirby games don't have no fucking voice acting. Their games don't have voice acting. It don't even cost jack shit.
Bro, Manhattan, I'm telling you, I get, bro. You know why they're charging Manhattan? Because they can. Because the people are gonna still buy it. That's why they're doing it. There ain't nobody that's a Nintendo dude that's in this panel or in this chat that's not gonna buy this Switch 2. They're gonna still buy it.
I'm not buying that Switch 2.
Yeah, you will.
Hold on, Rick.
I'm not buying that.
I'm gonna say that though. You got a big time exclusive from software coming next year though. So I mean, they got that going.
Well, that's a multiplayer game. That's a multiplayer game.
I mean, exclusive. What I'm saying is, this could be open. Right. So that is exclusive, right? So it's open the gates for more games that come over. Like, here's the thing: what could happen? More third-party games, for publisher games could possibly come over to the Switch too. Now that starts to happen, then that's a whole new ball game right there. And that's what I was saying before, though. Well, with the Switch 2 to show more interest in third-party games, I was saying that. Leibon know what I said. Don't try a lot now, Leibon boy.
Well, but the thing is, bro, right now, I don't care if it's Nintendo, PlayStation, or no game is worth $80. No game is worth $90. And sure, hell ain't worth $100. It's just not. It's not. It's just not. No game.
The story is GTA. You had a problem with that. I'm just saying. If GTA had a price for like,
I'm not. Listen, Parker. I have one son. On my son, I will not buy that if it's $100. I will not.
What was $80 though? What was GTA?
Now I might be thinking about not that one game I might do for $80. But $100, I can't do that. But listen, I'm not buying. That's why I'm not buying the Nintendo, because if all their games, because I don't think all their games gonna be just their first party games are going to be the $80-$90 thing. I just think their first party game, all the games are not going to be $80.
Hold on. Big money. They setting precedent, bro. All these games are about to be that price.
No. Listen, they got a lot of games. I'm just saying. When the last time? Do you own a Nintendo Switch?
I got two of them.
Right?
I got two of them.
Look on the what's name where they sell the games at. They got a lot of little games in there that's like 30. They're not. That's why I say all. I just said the first part. Their first party games, yes, they will do 80, but they got a lot of smaller games.
No,
Nintendo do a lot of small games.
You gotta understand what I'm saying. I'm saying that they're setting a precedence for Microsoft, PlayStation, and whoever else.
I'm with you. I thought you were talking about. I'm talking about Nintendo, just themselves. Nintendo, all the Nintendo games, just Nintendo, are not going for 80 because they got smaller games, just their first party games. And you're absolutely right. I'm right there with you. They will set a precedence, but I'm gonna wait and see what's going to happen. But most likely, you're 90% right. If Nintendo does this, I think Sony will follow suit and Microsoft will follow suit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
because
maybe.
if they come out and do this for $80 and it sells 10 million, if this Mario Kart come out and it sells 10 million in a week at $80, of course.
Oh, it's a wrap. It's a wrap.
But hold on,
It's gonna be. They're gonna be $100. They're gonna be paying
But you
$100.
remember though, it's a bundle for $500 with the Mario. So yeah, so like a lot. So yeah, so I expect
Actually, that don't make sense to me. You get the bundle. So if you get the bundle, it's $500. So that means that Mario Kart game is fucking $50. But at the same, if you buy it separately, it's 80 or 90. That don't make sense to me. That just doesn't make sense. I know they're trying to get you to buy the bundle.
But what happens is this: though, big money. It'll be for Nintendo side. It'll be counted as a promo. See what I'm saying? So like, same thing when with the Spider-Man 2 bundle. That counts as a promo and stuff like that. That's how they.
But I don't think they took off like $30 off of Spider-Man. I don't think they took like $30 off.
Yeah, it was around that though. Remember the Horizon and the God of War bundles?
Yeah, they were $550. They were $550.
Yeah,
something took a loss, either the game or the console.
Yeah, you never. Yeah, if a game is bundled, you don't get full price for the game. You get a discount. That's the whole point. It was a bundle.
No, you get a discount, but at $30. Okay, now y'all said what game did you say? The PlayStation with the PlayStation. You said which one?
Horizon. Horizon and God of War. God of War and Horizons were $550.
And how much was God of War at the time? Is that the God of War that first came out? God of War, or are you talking about?
It was Ragnarok. It was Ragnarok. It was Ragnarok
when it first came out.
Mm-hmm.
No, Ragnarok.
Well, Ragnarok.
Okay, listen. Of course, they'll do $30 when it's like a year later. If it's a bundle.
Well, Ragnarok came
about when a game. Hold on, when a game first come out, and let's say Ragnarok is $70, right? If they put a bundle out right when it comes out, it'll be, let's say the console is $500 and what's the name is $70. They might take $10 or $20 off. They're not going to take $30 off.
Well, they took 20 because remember it was $550. Ragnarok came out November 9th, and all the Christmas bundles that next month were packed in with Ragnarok for $550. So
that's what I said.
So you saved 20. Yeah. The Nintendo thing is, listen, this Nintendo shit is kind of like that Xbox shit was in 2013, bro. That shit's everywhere, bro. It's off. Some games got the upgrade for $10. Some games don't. You know, bro.
Mario Kart, one of their biggest IPs, and that bundle's gonna sell, I believe, extremely well. In my personal opinion.
Well, if you get a hold of it, but Parker, hold on, Parker. Here's the thing. Hold on, bro. Listen, I guarantee you, more than half of the people that get that bundle, they ain't gonna pay $500 for it. It's gonna be more. It's gonna be scalped. You know, it's gonna be scalped.
I mean, yeah. If it is, regardless of scalped or not, that bundle's gonna fly off the shelves, baby.
Yeah. It's gonna fly right into the bot's hands. The bots are gonna.
Whoever, like, hey, bot. Listen, it don't matter. You Autobot or the Decepticon, still sell for Nintendo, baby.
All right.
Don't forget about these tariffs, man. Y'all keep throwing these numbers out, man. This shit is about to get real ugly.
Well, I don't, Dre. Like I said earlier, Trey, I don't think it matters because 200,000 have already been shipped over here. So I mean,
300,000.
300,000. Okay, so 300,000 already here. It's like War of the Worlds, man. The shit's already here. So you got
So like, I don't think that's gonna slow Nintendo down because Nintendo obviously has a massive fan base, right? You know,
yeah, they do.
They do. That's just facts. And they're gonna sell a boatload of those copies.
Bro, I told y'all if they build it, they will
Ricky
come.
Brown said it's gonna be huge.
Huge.
So, all the people that's crying and fake outrage, I expect Nintendo in the first month probably.
Levon,
there's definitely some concerns, brother. There's definitely. There's definitely some concerns.
Now, Levon, are there more concerns with the Switch 2 game prices, or the Superman plot? Just asking for a friend.
Probably with the Switch 2 game prices right now. But...
Okay.
And like I was saying there, man, all these like weak suckers that do all this fake crying and outrage.
Oh man!
Let them talk with their wallets though. At the end of the day, speak with your though.
Oh shit! Oh shit!
That's what I'm saying. But we seen this before though, right? Oh,
Parker
listen,
want blood,
right? Yeah, I'm just saying though. So we heard this song and dance before though, right? $70 games, $80 games, $90 games. Oh, we're not gonna support these $70 games. Okay, we see this game still selling crazy though, right? And Max, I know you talking about being a corporate slave. You got Xbox stamped on your back.
I know you're not talking shit about games and prices, nigga. Because it be some titles that go by that you be wanting to play that you can't play because you know what I'm saying. The motherfuckers
Like
be
what?
costing too damn much.
Well, listen, hold on. Before you guys kill each other, Deuce just dropped the link saying that they finally gonna do Friday 4. They're gonna be called. Gonna be called last Friday. So finally,
it's one thing.
Finally,
if you don't
finally,
like,
they got
get
it.
the game right away. And I just don't like the fake outrage or something and stuff. Like, don't go there on Twitter just you in an uproar and still go out and get that.
Max said it's too late. Yeah, I know a lot of people died from Friday, bro. Like that's crazy. Debo's dead. Pop's dead.
This thing with Nintendo is pricing is, mind you, we aren't even talking about the fact that tariff, right? It went up 46%. So the price that Nintendo is charging is gonna add another extra $50. You know what I'm talking about, Rick? Because Bloomberg just put out that article about the tariffs.
Yeah.
Going up 46%. But that means that whatever Nintendo is charging you guys, you're gonna have to add another extra $50 on top of that because of the tariff.
I mean,
I tried to tell them that, but they don't worry.
I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Nintendo's still gonna move those units, though. I guarantee. They still move those units.
Are they gonna move the same unit? That's not the point. Like, I don't understand. Like, when you niggas make this argument, bro. The goal
I'm
is
making an argument. I
would do what you did, but with the way they, bro, you gotta understand something.
Well, but hold on, behind before you say that, they said that
about 500 plus.
Well,
$500 plus dollar console. They're charging niggas $80 fucking a pop per game. If they want the physical, you're charging them $90.
But all right, so I want to let you guys know something. Nintendo
$100 a game.
Nintendo moved their Switch 2 production to Vietnam to avoid the tariffs that were levied against China. So they
didn't avoid it.
They moved it to avoid.
Vietnam is getting hit as well.
Vietnam's getting hit, but apparently they said this is why they moved it.
All the countries been listed, and Vietnam is on there because they're one of the biggest countries that for production. Literally, Vietnam is
circumvent. They trying to circumvent, but that shit ain't gonna work.
Nah, but it also even with the tariffs, I'm predicting.
Oh, so you know what? Right? If it is Vietnam, you know what it's gonna do? All them Nikes are gonna go up.
Yeah,
everything is going up.
Look at what Shinobi dropped. Like all the countries outside of the U.S., bro, that's manufacturing anything that's not in U.S. is getting hit.
Well, they're saying that, and look, I don't care if we can't, whatever, we get banned, but it's got to be said. You can't fucking silence us, whatever. So it says Trump's massive 46% Vietnam tariffs could hit Nike, American Eagle, and Wayfair. So a new 46% tariff on, 46%? God damn, Don. The fuck?
That's what I'm saying.
He said consumer raised major.
Isn't even 445. It's literally 500 and some change.
I tried to tell them that
you already dealing with a next gen console, and then they charging you $100.
You know what though? You know what? I'm gonna be honest with you. After taking a look at these tariffs, I think he's trying to shut down Amazon.
He's going after everything.
I think he's trying to think about this. If you raise the tariffs, Amazon can't fucking sell shit $50 less than what they're selling them in the store no more. Because now they can't take that kind of a law. Exactly. And remember, he doesn't like Amazon. He said because Amazon pays almost no taxes. So he's been after Amazon.
Cool with the guy. He's not cool with him no more?
I didn't say I wasn't cool with him. I've been trying to stop Amazon for years.
Buddy, it was like Elon, right?
No, he ain't cool with Bezos.
Elon is cool with the Don.
Yeah, not Bezos.
Like, what's his name? Elon don't like Amazon.
Oh.
Yeah, he doesn't like Bezos.
Well, here's the thing. Yeah, baby, hey, like they said, gaming is an expensive hobby, baby. I guess that's about to be true. You know what I'm saying? 2025 and beyond, baby.
Our point is, if you're going to be paying over $500 for a console, right? At that point,
what's Dre?
Oh, my bad.
All right, so
Unless Nintendo got some, American warehouses,
so
maybe.
again, I want to keep it gangster. We want to keep on here. Amazon avoided $5.2 billion in corporate taxes and federal income taxes. The company reported record profits of more than $35 billion, 75% higher than the year before, and paid just 6% on those profits and federal income taxes. Yeah,
and I didn't even talk about
that's
the fact
crazy.
that Nintendo's discount policy is dog shit. They barely do discounts. So if they charging niggas $80 a game,
That's what
$90, when Microsoft and Sony do holiday like sales, like you go on PlayStation store, you got Xbox store, there's 75% off games. Nintendo don't do that shit.
Never.
Nope.
I know, but they still rock with Nintendo stuff. They still go out and buy it in droves and stuff.
Okay, so how did the by that logic, then why did the Wii U flop then?
Oh, I ain't talking about the Wii. I'm talking about the Switch stuff now.
That's not it's still Nintendo. You just said they were.
Yeah, I know, but I'm doing right. Are we looking at the Switch for those software?
The Switch was affordable. It was a lot of things that made the Switch good.
Oh hell no! Time out! Now I'm upset. Hold up. They said that. Hold up. Now I'm upset. I got a problem. They said Trump said he'll put a 46% tariff duty on imports to Vietnam, right, as part of a wave of global levies announced Wednesday that could soon raise the cost of a major corporation and its apparel, furniture, and toy space. Oh, fuck no. Not my goddamn toys! What is he doing?
Niggas don't get it, right? Like they don't get it. Nintendo rely heavy on fucking physical games than they do digital, because when it comes to multiple people buying games on their store and then download it, that's not their strong suit. They rely, and because the cartridge is made outside, that shit is gonna be 100 and some change.
Oh, I can tell Nintendo now. They better get some creatine then.
Like that's what I'm trying to explain. Niggas is not getting this shit. Like niggas about to be paying literally $100 for a Nintendo game.
Man, bro, we get
don't really they don't rely on the digital. They rely more on their physical.
Bro, they about to raise.
I mean, digital works for me though. I do digital though.
Again, you're not hearing what I'm saying. Digital is not their strong suit when it comes to the store.
No,
so they
it's
rely
not.
more on physical than they do digital.
Oh
That's
man,
the point I'm making.
He's trying to end my toy collecting. What the hell's going
it's
on?
The new Nintendo. Yeah, so
man,
I was the new Nintendo.
Parker.
Yeah,
man.
It's not that good when it comes.
Like, why can't they put tariffs on stuff like weed or liquor, stuff that I don't care about? Like, what the hell? Or pork?
Because that's the rich people. That's the rich people drugs, man. They're not gonna mess.
Bro, if they put tariffs on like weed, cigarettes, pork, stuff that I have no interest in.
Yeah, so man, even with the tariffs, all this stuff, I still think Nintendo will be fine selling that product because we have a demand for stuff, even though it might be real high. Because especially in the hood, they buy stuff out their budget all the time, though. You know what I'm saying? Shit, it's crazy.
Listen, I'm just saying. Hold on a second. Fuck these Switch games. You know how much my goddamn sideshow collectibles and fucking shit gonna cost now?
You better hold on to those, Rick. You know what I'm saying?
If you guys look behind me over here, right? That right there, right behind there. That's my Spider-Man Tobey Maguire Ultimate Edition that I'm supposed to be doing an unboxing of. I haven't gotten around to doing it. Well, it's still in the plastic. I wonder if that plastic did that plastic come from China? Man, what the hell, dude? I can't afford to pay more on these toys. My collecting career.
I told you he's gonna do those tariffs, though. He's being honest. You know what I'm saying?
Man, bro. Do you know what tariffs are on a $1,600 already fucking 1/6 scale Batman mobile? I got like 2 more that are due to me like this year. Oh my god.
Nintendo will have to get some American warehouses where you assemble those things. That's about it. I mean, shit.
Fuck. All right, my stomach.
You know what I'm saying?
My stomach
much closer.
My stomach hurts. Let's end the show. What are we doing here? I'm fucking disgusted. Oh man.
But yeah, man, I expect some big numbers coming from Nintendo once that thing's released, though, Rick.
I expect moderate success.
I agree.
Oh, yeah. Oh, come on. Moderate.
What's that Trader Nico doing over there with Z over there talking? Man, those guys aren't gamers over there. What is he doing?
His oversized kneecap.
Oh man, he's doing Nico's supposed to be over here. He's a Nintendo guy. He went over there where he can't get a word in. Like, come on.
No, but Rick, I think what we're saying is this is a different Nintendo.
Yeah. Well, you know
And
what? Go ahead.
It's a different Nintendo. It's not going to take a back seat or be at the back burner. And the reason why I say this, as I was saying before, they show more interest in getting third-party games. Look, you're getting Elden Ring late, but whatever, better late than never. You're getting Street Fighter 6, one of the best fighting games, right? So you see all these games come, and they got exclusive from Software, though, right? So they start. So this is like opening up the floodgates. I think eventually you see even more bigger third-party games that come there, and they won't be kept in the dark no more. So.
Yeah.
You know, and hey, some of those exclusives will be pricier, but hey, they giving like top-notch quality, right? You know, like you said, it's not watered down according to how they view the exclusives, right?
Okay.
So they say, why should we sell our product that's not watered down at watered down prices? So they say, you know what?
All right. Well, Parker, I did want to ask you one thing before we go here.
Okay.
If you guys look at the screen here, we have a alleged leaked plot for the Superman movie.
I don't believe it.
Now,
nope.
Well, hold on.
Unverified.
Well, here's what I will say. Now, folks. Again, like he said, this is unverified, but this is what somebody thought they saw, or thought what was heard during a Superman screening.
Use AI to bring that strip too.
So this definitely looks like a Chat GPT. So they said, it says Superman is taken to the Fortress of Solitude, to be healed by the robots that work there. Lex Luthor and his team are introduced. They hate Superman, and they devise a plan to eliminate him, but they don't tell you why. Involving a partnership with the government of a foreign nation to take over a smaller country. A political metaphor they're saying, right? Russia, Ukraine, Elon Musk, whatever. At the Daily Planet, Jimmy Olsen behaves as expected, but with a twist. Girls obsessively fawn over him, and he can't escape their attention. Lois questions how Clark consistently gets interviews with Superman, creating some tension. Lois goes on her apartment at night and finds Clark there. It's revealed that they're secretly dating for 3 months, and she knows he's Superman. Their tension is all part of a cute role-play thing at work. In her living room, Lois complains about Clark's always interviewing Superman. She playfully turns on her microphone to record him. Starting as a cute game, but devolving into a long domestic argument about foreign policy and Superman's involvement. Lex Luthor releases monsters into the city to fight Superman, who defeats them. The Justice Gang appears and helps in the fight. They are basically the Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh boy. At one point, Lex Luthor enters the Fortress of Solitude. Uncorrupts Jor-El's message. I don't think it means uncorrupt. I think it means uncorrupt doesn't make sense. They probably it should be undecode. It should probably be decode. So all right. So it decode Jor-El's message about Superman being sent to conquer the world. I always said that would be better if he a conqueror and broadcast them worldwide. The message turns humanity against Superman, making him an outcast. At one point, Luthor enters. Hold on. At one point, we'll get to it. At one point, Luthor enters the Fortress of Solitude, and the message about Superman being sent to conquer, blah, blah, blah. It looks like somebody copy and paste this twice. So Superman, shunned by the world, returns to his human family. Lex Luthor has access to a pocket universe where he traps people he hates, including ex-girlfriends. He violently beats Crypto and takes him to the universe somehow. Superman ends up trapped there too. What?
Yeah, okay.
Lois and the Justice Gang discover Superman's location in the pocket universe through Jimmy, who had been secretly sexting Luthor's girlfriend. She's obsessed with Superman, and her provocative photos unintentionally reveal the confidential data. Superman eventually escapes the pocket universe by flying through pixelated lava, which looks like Minecraft. Superman saves some of the people and fights the foreign army, earning forgiveness from others. The best action scene, as good as the hallway scene in the Guardians of the Galaxy 3, involves Mr. Terrific. Superman learns about Luthor's plans with the foreign nation. He informs the government, but Luthor counters by revealing he cloned Superman. A fight ensues between Superman and his clone, Bizarro, I'm guessing, who shares his DNA and could access the Fortress of Solitude. Superman defeats the clone, and Luthor is taken to jail.
You know what's crazy though? Because like when you look, let me tell you something. What I do know is this: Ultraman and Engineer, they fought in the ballpark. No mention of those with the Engineer, right? Those are two Luthor's henchmen, women, whatever, right? No mention of the Engineer in this at all.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Right? And it's Ultraman, not Bizarro, Ultraman. Cause you know how you know? How you know about some of these? The toys.
The toys.
Man.
Now there's one more paragraph.
Yeah, that stuff sound kind of off because
Yeah.
they said Bizarro, and we know we can see the U as Ultraman. I mean, I don't
Ultraman.
know if
What about the Engineer? No
if
mention of the
something is gonna
Engineer also. No mention of the
Now,
Engineer.
hold on a second. It says Superman returns to the Fortress of Solitude, where a drunk sorority version of Supergirl appears to reclaim Crypto, her dog.
Yeah.
She had asked Superman to watch him for a week. Superman sits back and asks to see his family again, but instead of Jor-El, it's his human family.
Okay, that don't make come on. Like, yeah.
Supergirl? Like, wait, Supergirl?
Well, I don't know how
But
she
here's
get.
the thing,
Remember,
though.
Superman couldn't get drunk. Remember, he kept drinking and drinking.
Yeah, that's what I'm
No,
saying.
yeah, see, you can tell this is like, remember, Vaughn sent this to the Discord, by the way.
One, you
you
can't
know.
get drunk, and two, we saw the cast member. They saw Supergirl.
And I'm gonna let y'all know something, right? Luthor wasn't there when remember Crypto took him. Remember Crypto when Superman said take me home.
Mm-hmm.
It was they expanded on that at the Comic-Con, and the robots positioned, I guess, mirrors or whatever to get the Yellow Sun to heal Superman. Luthor at that scene wasn't in that. See what I'm saying? So yeah, it's a lot of fabrication going on and stuff. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Like,
all right, now,
and,
now again, Mac said this is trash.
Like your rap career, yes.
Oh man, why do you guys keep taking shots at it? He said your channel flopped. You said his rap career flopped. What's going on around here?
My channel didn't flop, right? Because I invest no big money. Now you invest some money in studio time in your rap career, Mac. All that studio money gone, boy. Stop it. Now you're just a trash truck driver. See what I'm
saying? Oh man, Jesus, Parker.
Pulling up your CDs that ain't sell.
Jesus.
Oh, it started though, right? Come on now. No, but Rick, so like you can see, like you can see somebody using some AI. Wasn't a really good job of trying to use. I can come on. You can see the whole. No mention of the Engineer, right?
Mm-hmm.
No mention of Metamorpho, right? So so yeah.
All right, so I agree. This looks like somebody made this up.
And like the guy, it's probably like the guys that was like probably seeing more. And I remember the guy was on John Campbell. He was saying, I'm not going to say too much or stuff like that. And nothing resembled this though, right? We recently found out about the Pocket Universe from the CinemaCon, whatever, right? And if you go back and you do your history, the person that was responsible for the Pocket Universe, was Tom Trapper dealing with the Legion of Superhero. Remember, Legion of Superhero had Superboy and stuff like that. So you had to go research that. So yeah, come on. So like, see, people try to put up if you're gonna do something, make it legit and whatever, right? Cause like you just reading that and I would say all the people that's in there, like, come on now. So Jimmy's gonna be able to find where they at. Come on, really, Jimmy Olsen, right? Come on, let's be. Now you say Lois Lane found it out. Okay, she's smart, right? But you talk about Jimmy Olsen. You say Mr. Terrific found it out, but Jimmy Olsen, really? Come on, like let's be smart about this.
It could be fake, but hey, I had to mention. I didn't want to wait till Monday because it's going to be a non-burger on Monday. That's why I bought it in today to talk about it. Because
Ray, I don't know if you want to take your kids to the movies to see the Minecraft. You can see that 5 extended, whatever. What I think they showed at the Comic-Con.
Yeah, I'm taking Pudge. We're gonna go Saturday because
Yeah. So you better see that though. So get there early, and you better see that 5-minute the preview of that too.
Yeah, we're gonna see that. So listen, I want to thank everybody that came through, everybody that jumped in. We appreciate you. What up, cousin Noah? We about to end the show, brother. Yeah, I don't know where was you at.
Noah must have fell asleep eating that Panda Express.
Oh man, so Noah probably went back over there with Z and them.
Yep. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So yeah, man, it's like crazy though, right? Because when you look at the people that was actually at Comic-Con, there's other people that actually was privy to be at those test screenings. And they seen some stuff, right? You know,
Yeah.
whatever. They'll say some things without really saying some things and stuff like that. So, like,
Max,
you look at Mac, come on, Mac.
Yo, Max said, put that meth pipe down.
Mac, I know you ain't talking with your coke nose, Mac. Stop it.
Oh man! Hey, listen. So I got to get out of here. My Braves are actually beating the Dodgers right now. We haven't won a game all year, so hopefully we can.
It's spring training, right?
Nah, the season's
Yo, I ain't
started.
gonna lie. If that shit is wrong, that Von Senior Rick, I may need you to come back, bro, and then call Von out.
Oh yeah. Oh, big time. Yo, he that's why yeah. Well, first of all, that's why you got to be careful what you put out there, bro. Because if he's wrong on this,
that Von passing out false shit just because.
I'm gonna say this one thing, Rick. Trust me, James Gunn just not having just anybody come and see the streams. You have to be vetted when you come into these streams. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like stuff like that, though. Right? And a certain audience, you will show them certain parts. So, like a whole major, so John Schmo, whatever, ain't gonna see that. And that's not what he's doing, because Superman is about hoping. So it ain't about trying to be some Omni-Man type of shit, right?
Well, the Lex Luthor stuff just doesn't add up, because saying that it doesn't even tell you like why he's mad at it. Like, oh, Lex Luthor despises Superman. It doesn't tell you why or nothing. It's just okay. What happened?
Come on, come on. So that's what I'm saying. Now, when you look at the hate and stuff, when people just make up stuff, plots. That's not even James Gunn right there, though, right? He's not trying to do the Viltrumite storyline with this, right? This motherfucker's too colorful for that. The Superman, if you know what I'm saying. So he's not even doing somebody. I don't know what the back that was fake.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the angle he's trying to do with Superman, though.
All right, well,
if anything.
I'm tied up Saturday, so I don't know if we can get an arcade. We won't be able to get an arcade it will have to be in the evening, like 9:30, because we're going to see Minecraft.
Yeah.
So if you guys are up, if we got some good gaming news, if Nintendo decides to walk back some of this stuff, then it'll be a good time to have a show. So,
but who can really challenge Nintendo?
You can't. I said the same thing, Parker.
Only thing Sony could do is just match them at the price.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But people that buy Nintendo exclusives, right, and Sony exclusive, Nintendo's always going to sell it. Probably you'll shrink, right, at a much higher clip. We got the numbers to back that up.
20 million more.
So they can sell the exclusive however they want, because they fans are going to buy it, as long as it's good quality. So like, even if it's like someone say a little overpriced, but if it's a quality exclusive, okay, you getting what you pay for. You're getting really good quality. You're paying more. Right?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So they spent more money, they put more money into the Switch 2 than the original Switch. And you knew something was coming. They probably might be taking a little bit of loss on that Switch, though, to start off the jump. And you're going to see that. What happens? How you recoup everything? Right? I don't know. Software, services, accessories, right? That's how you make your money in console gaming, right? Off the rip. So that's what happened. So all these people that's complaining, they're gonna be the ones going getting it though eventually, right? If Nintendo, I believe this when Nintendo don't sell a big enough number. That's when I believe. Okay, the fans is not going for it, whatever. But they can go out and buy those exclusives though. The Mario Karts, we know they're going. Mario Kart always sells, right? The Pokemon game, when they do bring on it, that's going to sell. I believe the Metroid, it probably do well enough on the Switch too. It's not one of its biggest sellers, but we know the Mario Kart, what that's going to do. We know that.
Here you go.
That's not even,
Mac's got a little. He's got a little. What's the name for you? Little message there. So
Oh, okay. So he says, Ninjas is an idiot. This is why gaming will die. I disagree. No, Nintendo been doing this for a long time. They very well seasoned.
Very well seasoned. Mac,
I remember.
Love your brother. Appreciate those donos. Brother Ali. Shout out to you.
Oh, Sony's got a $70 game. They overcharging their customers. People still wouldn't buy a game. And so if Nintendo got an $80, $90 game, whatever, it's still going to sell, because if it's good quality, it's still going to sell.
Yeah. Now,
like Jones was overpriced. People still went out and bought them, right?
Yeah. Bro, the price is about to go up. So there you go.
Yesterday prices are not today prices.
No, they're not. They're not. All right, y'all. Listen, I gotta get up out of here. It's 9:30. I'm tired. So Hey, appreciate y'all. And it's bro. Some of us. Did you go to the gym this morning, Parker? No, see, you didn't do that kind of stuff.
But you're not tired. Ain't like you. Like, come on, right?
I'm tired. I'm tired.
Just say you just want to get. You tired?
No, well, I got 15,000 steps today. I got 20 high intensity.
You be used to that
workout,
now, right?
Nah,
All the time you been at the gym.
Man, I'm getting old. I'm getting slow at my old age, Alfred. I'm getting slow. I'm getting old. All right. Hey, listen, appreciate all y'all. We'll get up out of here. We'll have a show. We'll try to get one show in before Monday's Watchtower. Where here's a spoiler. Minecraft's going to be #1 this weekend. How much money it's going to make? We'll see.
Maybe it could get like for I think for the weekend with worldwide, it probably get to 150. That's what I'm hearing.
You think Minecraft gonna do 150?
Yeah, I think with them saying Superman extended 5 minutes gonna be there before the Minecraft starts, so that's an incentive to go and see that. Right? I think that could probably help it out though. Why not? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, let's see.
Look, just remember this though. Probably Crackdown only sold all those copies if they had with such with Halo 3 beta, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So Minecraft costs $150 to make.
Yeah. I think they're gonna make that weekend. Yep.
Let's see what they're. I'm gonna log in here and see what they're. They're saying that it's only gonna open to a domestic of 60+ million.
What about the international stuff as well?
I don't have that. All I have is domestic. They're saying 63. They're saying between.
That's not that bad though.
They're saying between 60. Yeah, they're saying between 60 and 80 million. So you figured if you double that, it might open to 160. If it opens,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so if it opens to 200, then that's kind of a big deal because then now it made more than its budget. So.
Yeah, so and ain't no super big hitters out there anyway, too. So
no,
with Superman little extended preview and stuff like that, 5 minutes.
Well, May is the start of the summer movie.
Well, you're gonna have Thunderbolts, so that should be interesting.
So for May
2nd, rather.
May 5th is Thunderbolts, and you got another Mission.
No, May 2nd though. It's May 2nd.
It's saying May 5th here, but you got Mission Impossible is coming, The Final Reckoning on the 23rd.
I might go and check out, do my movie review. I might fit a review, right? I might check out the Thunderbolts and stuff and see.
Now Mufasa is actually on Disney Plus right now.
Oh, still, it was okay. I mean. It's not the Lion King, obviously, but
so what's better? So what's better, Mufasa or Snow White?
Mufasa. I mean, I would probably side with Mufasa though, because the reason I say that, because we got the backstory. Why Scar did what he did and stuff, and we figured out all that. That was his backstory, and Mufasa is Scar, and we see how he got that too as well.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Those that don't know, Mufasa is Scar, the one who betrayed his brother. You feel me? Yep. They don't know, see?
Well, I can't wait to look at it, I guess. All right, bro. I'm getting up out of here. I'm going to bed. I get to go to sleep.